gotta get up to another day. I'm not giving up again. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up again. I'm gonna get up to another day. I'm not giving up again. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up again. Look into my eyes. My heart beats like a drum. You listen to my lies. Love is far to come. Your love is far. Running at the speed of light, kissing at receding lights. Calls me in this point in time, but it just goes on. Running at the speed of light, kissing at receding lights. Calls me in this point in time, but it just goes on. Gotta get up again. I'm gonna get up to another day. I'm not giving up again.
Rage on the beat, going crazy.
What's the reason behind the commotion? Why do we have to feel emotions? What's the purpose of all this madness? Why do we struggle so much to control them? Every day is I'm missing. Sometimes I feel like I'm trapped in because of my emotions. I can't seem. Sometimes I feel I can't seem to control them. My emotions, my emotions, my emotions, my emotions, my emotions, my emotions, my emotions. Because of my emotions, I can't seem to control them. Every day is a mess when sometimes I feel like I'm trapped in my emotions. I can't seem to control them. My emotions, my emotions, my emotions, my emotions. My emotions, my emotions, my emotions, my emotions.
The following film is intended for mature audiences and contains adult content, graphic language, graphic violence, nudity, and strong sexual content. Viewer discretion is advised. Like, we'll leave it up to you, but you gotta know about The following film is intended for mature audiences and contains adult content, graphic language, graphic violence, nudity, and strong sexual content. Viewer discretion is advised. Like, we'll leave it up to you, but you gotta know about this stuff before getting into this whole thing, you know? I mean, straight up, one guy gets his face bitten off by a raccoon, and we show it. Oh man, do we show it. Real big close-up. And we spoke to a scientist to make sure it was, physically correct and whatever. We said, hey, scientist guy, right? Like, how much damage could a raccoon realistically do? And he told us a lot. It's a whole freaking lot. But we wanted to get it right. And, you know, in retrospect, I don't even know why that was important to us. Like, who would have even checked, you know? The scientist guy? Psh, I doubt that. He's dead now. Unrelated to this movie or raccoons. I think he, like, crashed his car. But still, that's pretty shocking. Maybe this movie is cursed, you know? Like that movie Poltergeist? Who knows? Viewer discretion on that shit for sure. Oh, damn. Okay, wow. Now there's swear.
Well, alright, ladies and gentlemen, you have been warned. Tonight's stream is going to be a little bit, I think it's rated N. What did it say? I don't know. Either way, this is Uncut, on Raw with SWO. You already know how this is going to go. I'm just glad that they, you know, we got these guests tonight. We've been having different groups every night. And tonight's going to be really special, man, because I know these guys have been playing for, you know, quite a while. They all have a resume that extends probably to 6 to 7 years, as long as this game's been out. Put some respect on their name, you know what I mean? Because they will find you in game. Because they will find you. Alright, and without further ado, let me just go ahead and try to get our guest in here. But also, I have to do something my damn self. Alright, so I'm gonna put back the jams, but basically we're gonna be live in less than seconds. In less than a few seconds.
I can't seem to control them. We fell out of love like shooting stars came crashing down, and we're building back up again now. I see your heart, see your mind, see all you hide. I won't let you go, can't let this die. When you lose yourself, I'll be right beside you. I see your heart, see your mind, see all you hide. I won't let you go, can't let this die. When you lose yourself, I'll be right beside you. I'll be right beside you. I see your heart, see your mind, see all you hide. I won't let you go, can't let this die. When you lose yourself, I'll be right beside you. I see your heart, see your mind, see all you hide. I won't let you go, can't let this die. When you lose yourself, I'll be right beside you. I'll be right beside you. We fell out of love like shooting stars came crashing down, and we're building back up again now. I see your heart, see your mind, see all you hide. I won't let you go, can't let this die. When you lose yourself, I'll be right beside you. I'll be right beside you. We fell out of love like shooting stars came crashing down, and we're building back up again now. I see your heart, see your mind, see all you hide. I won't let you go, can't let this die. When you lose yourself, I'll be right beside you. I'll be right beside you.
Alright, let's get to it. One of my softwares is updating, so that's what the delay is.
Nothing mine.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's Memorex.
what's good? What's good?
He has a software updating. That's what the
What
delay
up,
is.
Reggie?
What's up?
Made
What's
it.
up?
What's up? Finally.
Yo, we
There
live.
he
We live.
He has a software
Little
updating.
late to the party.
Yeah, no, definitely. This stupid software is downloading. I had to grab a snack. You know, there's a lot of things. You know, and it was black on a Thursday. But the most important one was being black on a Thursday, so you know it's gonna be late. You already know it's gonna be late. But ladies and gentlemen,
Like a military Thursday thing.
Oh, nobody told me we were on
Oh.
BPT.
yeah, but as you
Wait, you guys on a VK?
As you guys can see on the stream, we have a lot of colorful faces in here in the chat. But I think the first thing we're gonna do is let's do a little introduction for everybody. Just go ahead. I don't know what order you guys want to do it. Let's start with Aries. I'll go down the list. Just give a short intro so that way I could do a short for you later if some highlights happen.
What's up?
Give us your introduction. We're gonna go through a little introduction through the chat. So I'm just gonna call on somebody's name. You give an introduction on your name, your in-game name. You know what I'm saying? If you have any beef, you can call that out, and then we'll move to the next person.
So my name's Aries, and my in-game name is Aries, and don't really have no beefs other than BA. He's a little bitch ass.
And when you catch him slipping, what's gonna happen?
Well, he already ran from our server, so that ain't gonna happen. So
Classic whole move. It's a whole move. But all right. So let's see. KrakerJak, go ahead and give it. This is a well-known person in this SWO community, if not the guild leader, I believe, right? One of the leaders.
Now, Aries is the leader.
Oh, the leader.
I'm
My
just the
apologies.
vice.
The leader.
Yeah, Aries is the leader. I'm just the vice. I
Alright,
used to run SAO, but I don't have that responsibility anymore.
All right. Aries, you kind of left that out of your intro, bro. That would have been better if you had put that in your intro. But KrakerJak, go ahead and introduce yourself to let the people know who you are.
In-game name's the same as KrakerJak. Been playing for 5 years now. Don't really have any beef left on server since Ba ran away.
everybody's pissing on BA.
Well, you know, he has that thing. He starts to lose and he jumps to a different server.
Financially not able to continue the battle.
Well, a little backstory there. Mfer kind of took 1,000 ethergens off him this weekend, so.
I bet he's still recovering that now to this moment. And we got KrakerJak. Was there anything else you wanted to add to your intro? Any beef? Any shout outs?
I mean, Lash can go eat a bag of dicks.
No. Do you want him to eat it dry or with some sauce?
Man, I don't even really care.
Oh,
The sauce.
some sauce. let those dicks slide down his throat. Oh my god.
Oh, fuck no.
And it starts.
Yeah. No, this was. I gave all the warnings before stream. I don't know if you saw it. I gave the parental. I showed the rating system. If you don't know what it is, then you're gonna get yourself caught. All right, we got Cuz 167. Cuz 167. Let the people know who you are.
No, that'd be Cause.
Short and sweet.
Oh, he's not there.
Might be
My
at work.
signal's weak. I'm at work.
He's
My
at
signal's
work.
a little weak.
Cuz 167. That's on
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, player.
Did you hear
We
me?
can hear you. You just got to introduce yourself now.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll do it real quick before I have to get out of here. Cause 167. I've been around since I think it was server 24. You know, ran into these bunch of the yahoos. And this is where we're at. You know, kick ass. Don't give a fuck.
And that's
And
where the
fuck with
magic.
each other all the time.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Oh damn, who that?
Lando In-game name would be Lando. I'm
Twitter.
absolutely nobody.
Twitter.
What?
My beef is with Harris, that pikey fuck.
Matt.
We'll probably dive into that a little bit later.
Hey, I'm LizardKing, also LizardKing in the game. Just been around here a long time, man. Probably, 6 years now, I guess. Just found a great group of people, been hanging around playing. Nah, just, shout out to all the brothers here in this guild, man. It's a great group of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
There we
the
go.
big D. I'm the big D of the group, and you can fill in the
No, he's
rest.
Take that.
That's not what she was saying.
Sling that big dick.
Satan all dang day long.
Sling that puppet around.
Everybody thinks 4 inches is big.
Well, in real life it isn't. So come on, let me have the game stuff. Come on.
Oh my god, already.
Straight to the crotch.
Yeah.
Well, they said I wouldn't go 10 minutes without bringing it down there, so I had to do it a little bit quicker. That way they couldn't
Just had
wait.
to prove me wrong.
Yeah. That's what we're here for
My
tonight.
bar, he laughed.
And then
The same thing he used to tell his ex too, is he had to bring it quicker.
and BA's a bitch ass.
There you go.
Harris, he's all right. He's just kind of. Harris is really a sweet guy,
Oh, okay.
He just tries to play like he's a big man, but he's all right.
Just tell him you want to cuddle.
And if you want to get in touch with Harris, it's 1-800-BLOW me.
Oh my god, we're not gonna do that here. We're not gonna do that. Shots.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
But
Shout out to EXE and everybody.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and let me see who's next here. Scary Sheets on Wheels. Go ahead, play. Let the people know who you are.
Oh shit, Ghost Truck. Playing for a long time, no beefs. They all come from me. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Great group of guys out here. Been with them for a couple of years now. Some of them, most of them. About it, bud.
All right, perfect. Next up, we got MightyMatty.
Hey, yo. Hello, folks. Just friendly Canadian here. Just hanging out with these guys is half the fun of playing the game here. No beef. That's about it.
All right, cool. All right. Let's start off with I think that's oh wait, Vision. Everybody who has their mic muted, I'm automatically assume that you're not gonna do it. Vision, do you want to jump in?
I'm here.
There you go. Vision, go ahead and do your intro.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Vision in game. I've been playing the game for 4 years. I've been kicking it with Crack for the last 3 years. That's my homie.
Yep.
And I recently just decided to retire from the game. But I'm here for the fun. No beef.
No beef. No. Just retired regularly or retired the old-fashioned way, getting zeroed, or what was the fashion on that?
No, I'm retiring admirably. I still got my troops and all that. I'm just other things in life. I just had a beautiful daughter. She's 6 months old, so
Congratulations.
focusing on family and all that stuff. Yeah, thank you, bro.
Absolutely, man. Right. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I think the first topic that we should probably
Hold on.
What's what you got?
Belle does have a mic. We just got to
you got. Oh, she can't go silent.
Are we missing one intro? Let's get homegirl on here.
Oh yeah, Belle.
Come on, Powder Princess, or I'm giving your intro.
Yeah, Belle, give us an intro. We're doing one for you.
You really don't want us to do it.
He wants me to do it.
Please,
No.
please, please.
Lando can tell that story later. I'm Belle, same in-game name. I've been on just a few teams, but this is one of the better ones. And our family is now all together with most of the people I really enjoy playing the game with. And I'm too sweet to have any enemies, so just watch out.
Unless you call her Bell that rings, then you got a problem.
Too sweet to have any
Be
enemies.
very careful,
Oh,
you know.
That's really Powder Princess, not Belle. So
Lando will have to tell that story. Only Lando can tell it properly, so.
The reason she don't have enemies is because no one wants to get on her bad side.
No one wants to
not
get
the
hit from off.
cartel's bad side.
No, the cartel's a nasty fucking family.
All right.
I think we missed Wraith too.
Yo, go get him in here.
No, we got Wraith.
Did we get Wraith?
Yeah, no. Name's Wraith. Same in-game name. Been playing for a few years and just got with a great group of guys. Met up with Ares and Lem and stuck with that guild. And yeah, I mean, I've been playing mainly for the family, not really the game. It's the community and the group of guys you play with that makes it fun. No real beef with anybody. I just, fight and play and kill whoever we need to kill.
Absolutely, and that's very interesting. That this whole group, like, nobody had any beef with anybody in game, but I'm pretty sure as soon as you hit somebody's tiles, you know what I mean. You bring out the crazy in them.
I didn't say. None of us.
I did accidentally zero a 40 mil arc yesterday,
And you're gonna leave that out.
Those arcs next to me.
That's so casual. That was Monday to you? That was just Monday morning with eggs, and you just zero some dude.
I mean, we never said that people didn't have beef with us. We never said everybody loved us. We don't have beef with others, but they definitely don't like us.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. Definitely.
Wait. Can I make one more beef call out?
Oh, go ahead. There's always room for that.
Oh no! Just Rogue Warrior, you're a bitch.
Was there anything that led up to that statement?
Oh, I actually don't hate him, but every time he sees me in world chat now, he just says "F you" to me. He gets elaborate with it. Like, he makes a little pictures out of the symbols, so it's like a middle finger holding up to me and everything.
That's a nice.
He really puts a lot into it.
Yeah, that's just a nice blossoming relationship. I'm pretty sure that he's going to be a friend in a month or two once he gets hit hard.
Nah, I like to throw gas on that shit.
Yeah.
Nah, we were already here for a year, and there's no friendships to be handed out.
Listen, I throw gas on that shit every day. Like, every time I see them garrisoning someone, like during CAS, they had this little art named Brooke, and all of us, just once a day, would clear him out of it.
Oh, and just do me a favor. Don't ever put your ship in the fort circle, because I'm coming. I'm coming through that sucker.
This man is coming for you with his pants down, all right? Before he even puts his pants on, he's going to hit your ship.
That's one thing I'll say about Lem. He does not give a damn.
Yeah, and he also doesn't wear pants.
Oh my god. We went through one whole GC, and at the end of the GC, he looks at us and goes, I forgot to put my hole on. I was in my baby hole the whole time.
Oh my God. The lols. Just for the streamers, who might not know, I'm pretty sure you guys are well known. What does SW stand for? What brought you guys together? I heard there was multiple guilds that came together. But go ahead and tell that story so people know what SWO really means and what it stands for.
Well, there's long backstories between both. I'll let Kraker go first there with SAO, and then.
So SWO stands for Savage Warrior Outlaws. It's a combination of 3 guilds, because we have SWO, then we have SVW, which SVW stands for, I don't even know.
Savage Viking Warriors.
Yeah, Savage Viking Warriors. So SWO is mainly a conglomeration of WAI and SAO. SAO guys, just like the WAI guys, were around for a long time together. Beer is the guy that I founded SAO with 4 or 5 years ago. And we've just been traveling different planets and building up the guild, and it got to that point where we needed to get to the next level, and it just so happened that a member of WAI contacted me. So we started the talks on a merge, and it just kind of, I think it took us like less than 3 weeks to get it all plotted out at the end of last GC season. And we added in Val, which they're 2-time top 32 guild. So they ended up jumping over with us. And we combined the 3 guilds, and a 4th guild just joined us. So yeah, we're a combination of 4 different guilds now.
At this point in the game, in order to compete with the bigger guilds, the smaller guilds got to either combine or die.
Absolutely.
Pretty much what it's going to do.
What would you say is the obviously I think number 1 is Siege, and but EXE placed top 2nd or 3rd, I think they got. And,
number one is EXE. CHN won that battle because a couple of the EXE players couldn't make that battle. But if you have 406, that's open. And that's one player. Would have changed the tide of that whole battle.
Yeah, I know 406. I actually did an episode called 3 Deadly Encounters, and 406 was definitely one of them.
Yeah. and then the only other thing that goes down with it is, you know, the lag on killing the relic. You know, the devs got to do something about that lag, because I mean it lagged out on them with killing the relic, which cost them the fight too. I mean, and they had 20 players leave at the very beginning of the fight. So EXE was short-handed, had lag on the relic, and was missing 406, which is their top player. So you tell me who's number 1 guild.
All right. Conversation already. Nah, hell yeah, that's what's
getting in deep.
She getting deep.
I'm not saying shit.
Nah, and Lando's just sore because
Harris, what's up, beautiful?
They didn't follow his plan, so they went all the way without following Lando's plan.
My shit ain't had nothing to do with none of that. Tess did a hell of a job running that fight. Don't take shit away from Test. He did an awesome job running that fight. Lando been gone for a long time. Wasn't Lando shit to run.
Oh, people.
You remember we were talking about Harris? If you want to
there's that pretty
mouth. Oh, here he is.
There's that pretty mouth.
Oh yeah.
And for all those that don't know, the reason we have sheep is because of Harris. Harris loves sheep.
Yeah, this is
Oh my god. I'll show them the sheep now. The sheeps are on deck, ladies and gentlemen.
Harris only likes sheep when they turn around and say, "Dad."
That's right.
Oh my! When they turn around,
Daddy.
Dad.
Daddy.
So, anybody want to throw their arc up on the Discord share? Hit some arcs, show some replays. Somebody said they zeroed somebody. That's exactly what I'm looking for the zero.
Oh, I mean, all you're gonna get is his report. The dude didn't have anything on him.
No, he had auto garrison on, but I mean, I killed a bunch of like T6, T5 stuff like that. Like it's a 40 mil powered arc.
But you zeroed them though.
Oh yeah. And I took like 300 mil resources off them at the same time.
300 mil. Oh my god! With no cash transaction. God damn.
I mean, Ares is only going to zero a 40 mil arc, so.
Hey, I'll hear anybody on the wall.
Ares likes the weak players.
I like the players. I like whoever's shield drops.
Thank you. I agree with that. I've swung at some people bigger than me too. You know what I mean? I ain't the biggest thing. I ain't the biggest, shark, but I'll swing on something bigger than me if the shield is down.
Well, I mean, usually I don't try to zero people though, but it just came out of cast. I didn't even think of it. And I full marched the guy with T2 and T1.
I mean, Harris might have some replays for you to watch. That's him swinging at people and them smacking the dog shit out of it.
You guys know how to throw up the. You guys know how to throw up the screen share, right?
I don't know how to link it in with my game. You know, I give you some BA replays,
Lim.
but
you do it from
Slide up.
You can do it from
You
inside
slide up
Discord.
and share my screen.
Inside, yeah. I'll see it as soon as it pops up because it'll say watch stream, and we'll get a bunch of different people a chance to go ahead and throw it up and show what y'all working with. The most classic thing that we usually get is the battle reports. If somebody's feeling feisty, you know what I'm saying, you can hit some tiles.
There's an old video that I had saved on my phone that I just posted in the chat.
I'm gonna pull it up now.
It's an older one though.
No, it's all good. We're looking just any content.
well, no, that ain't
No,
gonna work.
MFR. You're looking for a share screen.
MFR, nobody wants to see you naked.
Don't even. And don't even.
Turn that shit off.
Yeah, don't even worry. It's not even on the stream. I pulled it to the side just in case because I know that mistake happens from time to time. And if you're on the phone,
Knowing
if you're-
MFR, that probably wasn't a mistake.
I had to get out of that.
Yeah. MFR.
I actually had pants on though, so you're good.
God. For a change.
Are you sure?
I mean, you didn't have a magnifying glass, you wouldn't have seen it.
Perfect. Yeah, now just tab over. All right, there it is. Oh, much respect, Aries. Aries pulled it up. All right, boom.
I mean, I'm just going to show you that one you're asking about there.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Aries, you're a little light on gold there, buddy.
Yeah, you're
A little bit.
You peasant.
Jesus Christ. Everybody thinks they're safe with a Ryan Hart, right? Until you get hit.
Damn, Aries, you bully. Jesus.
I will show
I'm
you.
sorry.
Aries,
guy.
cut that week off. I'll put a proper replay.
What a dick.
All right, not a problem.
Well, he just quit.
Yeah, that guy's gone.
I don't think he's coming back. Well, no. He actually. Shit, I should have showed you that too before I left it. Go to the world map, and he moved both of those arcs right next to me.
What up, foe?
What's going on?
Reggie, I'll share a replay.
All right.
Harris, you're not on the
Aries,
server.
shut up. I don't care. That replay already showed
You
me.
know, that's how you can tell that this is definitely a community channel. We've got people that have stopped playing the game, which Vision and myself. We've got a little bit of EXE in here, a little bit of SWO, a little bit of SWV.
Yeah, I noticed Harris from EXE. That definitely the homie from EXE.
You mean Goat Lover?
He's a peasant. Don't worry, listen to him.
Oh my god. Oh, okay.
You see that?
Hold up. Yeah, Harris, I'm jumping to yours right now. I see. Is it a Rochi replay?
Wait.
Bell, your kid is wrong in so many ways.
Wait, you coming in 780?
No, Harris, plug in your phone.
Oh.
Nope.
He's gonna let it die. Boom. God damn.
I can take one up in a minute.
See, Aries, that's what it's supposed to look like when you have gold on your arc.
MF, it's on you, player.
I'll get into it.
What Reggie does from cast.
Hey, turn off that GPS. Don't let people know where you live. Turn off that GPS. You driving home?
Oh, I don't live there. No, I don't live there.
He was like, I don't live there. It says home.
I'm a truck driver, so I'm all over the place.
Oh, okay. It said home.
You ain't catching us.
He's advertising on the truck stop he's at tonight for the glory hole.
Lem, why do you got the music on?
God damn, Lem.
It's all good.
Leave him alone, guys. Stop
Music
making
is
fun
good.
of him. He's old.
I didn't even know anybody actually kept the music on in this.
Leave me alone. Hold on, here we go.
Ooh, that's a nice mechanical puppet.
He should have killed more.
Well, wait until you see what he sent. He killed just about what he sent. Yeah, I'm after Marshall's shit in frickin' server side.
That's server side.
The fuck is that Rochi doing?
Yeah, that's like ant being stepped on by a giant.
Well, that's Ba. That's why.
Yeah,
that's
one's
BA.
Yeah. Sounds like this and dumb.
That's from the Decepticon battle. Freaking idiot.
MFer sat there for 3.5 hours in that part. Running into it.
That sound's killing me.
Then
You know how long it's been since I've heard that sound?
Then you got that.
Since server 199.
Same thing on bitch ass.
Like I said, the thing is like if you watch that for 3.5 hours, let them just sat at the front of Sen. And just let them run into him over and over again. Reinhardt's him.
Yeah, they think they're.
Let's see. I'll probably
The last
get you a
half hour, you
couple.
let the rest of us have some fun.
Let me get you a couple Reinhardt replays because I know I got a bunch of them too.
Oh yeah, like I said, everybody thinks they're safe with a Reinhardt till they get hit.
Reinhardt's watch out for Lem.
Depends how big the Reinhardt is.
Let's see. Oh, that's all first.
I only have one. That ain't that great.
You should be playing that one there, Lem.
And that's from the GC fight.
This is a GC.
Yeah, you got to scroll down farther to find some
Oh,
Reinhardt.
I'd have to go all the way down. I don't even know. I don't even know if it's there
Look
because
in the
of the
Seneca
GC
Please
fight.
turn that fucking noise off.
Yeah, I can't keep listening to that music. Leo,
No,
what's
please
going
turn
on?
that noise off.
Yo, they turn off the
I don't
music.
know how to turn it off.
Go into settings.
So you got to go back to settings. So you got to
it's
back
in your
out of your
settings.
menu.
I know how to do that.
Don't worry
I don't
about it.
play the game.
I don't have a Reinhardt fight, so let me pull out of here.
No, just
said
go back to
he
settings.
But I mean, all
No,
No,
all the
in-game,
Reinhardt.
in-game.
In-game. Go to in-game.
Yeah, you got to go back
back
in
in.
game.
You fucking twat.
See, what you got to do is go to Netflix there and
Give me
then
a
just watch the
second.
movies.
I turned it off. I turned it off so that people.
Showing every.
Oh,
Alright,
God,
hey,
he's showing his porn.
Hey, did y'all
All
see
right.
that Pornhub?
You
That
got it.
Pornhub
Yeah, I saw it.
Options right there. Music. Turn it
There.
off.
Music and sound.
It's
Yeah,
all.
go fuck me,
FX too.
who saved
I don't
my
care
ass.
about the sound effects. It's the music that was killing me.
Guys, he knows how to eat crayons. He doesn't know how to work a computer. Barely
Hey,
so.
hey, hey. I'm working on a phone, not a computer.
Shut up, freak show. You barely know how to turn a computer on.
Let's
Go
see.
Lem.
That's bullet, boat,
Never said I was
evil.
smart.
Yo, Bat,
That's all our.
what happened to the stream quality? Wait, let me see.
It's because he's on a phone.
Nah, it was.
Yeah, I'm on a phone.
It was clearer earlier, and then it got all blurry. I don't know.
Because we mentioned Pornhub and then filtered immediately.
Basically.
I'm
Right.
trying to see what. I'm trying to get a Reinhardt replay for y'all. Y'all want to take
Stop
it
the
somewhere
replay.
else?
Stop the replay and restart it.
Oh yeah, you're
All
right.
right.
You're right.
Well,
Come.
pull it up.
No, stop.
Oh,
You're old as
I
shit.
know. That's why I gotta pull this shit up. Leave me alone.
You're a boomer.
You got called a boomer.
It's like you got called a boomer.
There you go.
No, he's
Get up with the times.
crayon eater.
But I couldn't find any Reinhardt replays. They don't run Reinhardt at me very much.
Harris's son called you a boomer.
I mean, hey, coming from a millennial, I'm not worried about it.
Don't worry, I told my son go to sleep.
Harris's son is too young to be a millennial.
I have no idea who that is, but
Now you do sound like a boomer.
He's whatever the next generation is going to be called. Let me tell you.
Gen Z.
what up, guys?
Gen
Now,
Alpha.
all I got is replay.
Oh, we
All I
got
got
Duke
is
Nukem?
replays for. Oh yeah.
Duke
My
Nukem.
boy Duke.
Tell him who you are. Do your intro, Platt.
What up, guys? Oh, an intro? Man, I don't know if I'm ready for on the spot like that. I guess I'll start with I'm one of the few without a goat avatar.
Oh my god.
Loser.
That can be fixed.
And I'm just the tag along for all these other badasses, but I'm usually just lurking in the background. That's all.
All right. Did you zero anybody recently? Any beef? Anybody hit your tiles?
No, actually, we just had a pretty good cast of tan. I mean, most of the resistance we got was from our own server. I think there was a little bit of hidden jealousy there, but hey, it is what it is.
Hashtag bitch ass.
As cast of tan can go, but I would say outside of that, not really much going. I might be able to pull some replays for you guys later. I don't know if they got anything like Lem, but
come on.
You
we'll
know
see
what?
happens.
Actually,
I got another. Whoop.
All right, bet.
Nobody wants to see you.
Oh my god!
I got another one
That's
for
the
you.
same thing your wife tells you, Lando.
Throw it up.
Actually, if I can get on if I fire up my iPad, I can show y'all me hitting Eric.
All right, Wrath, I'm on there for you. You can go ahead and switch to the game. Don't show your social security number and shit like that. Be safe.
Yeah. Lando, do it.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm gonna get back to the stream.
Oh, so you rocking the comment Cesar and the new arc? Yeah. What you thinking about that? What y'all think about that new skin though?
I like it, to be honest.
Pretty good.
Hell
I
yeah.
mean, I wish I could afford to buy it.
Like I was like snapping turtle.
Hell yeah. Ooh.
Mfer knows a good truck stop.
Yeah, I mean, I keep on telling you, get out there and put on your Daisy Dukes. You know, you get some money.
They call them street lizards, right? They call them street lizards.
Oh yeah.
Lot lizards.
Lot lizards. There you go. Lot lizards.
Lot lizard. He's a trucker.
That ain't no fucking parking spot, dumbass.
Here you go. I got a Reinhardt replay for you.
You finally found
Hold
one.
on,
Holy
we're watching
shit.
Wraith. Hold on.
You can do that.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump over.
Yeah, the two I got for now.
Alright, boom. It's all good. It's all good. Alright.
No,
go ahead. Mfer, you can start it.
All right. That's it for me. Y'all have a good night. Reggie, have a good night.
Yo, thanks for stopping by.
I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. Night, Lando.
What?
Shut.
Oh, that game sound again. Just gonna murder everybody in the chat.
Hey.
Go
Hey,
back and
guys,
watch my
that's-
basketball game.
Go back into more and go to your don't.
I'm done. I'm done with the replays because it's that was the only Reinhardt I could find.
Okay.
Actually.
Well, I'm trying to find replays besides Simmon with our own guild.
There's a lot of them.
Dude, that's like I have so many of those right now. Like I could put one up with me kicking Wraith.
Run it. The viewers, they already see all my my content. Like all the content I usually make is usually from my arc. You know, that's why it's like kind of the guests that I have on, throw up your arcs. If somebody wants to hit tiles, whatever you guys want to do, you know what I mean?
I can show a couple replays. I don't have a whole ton.
And let me ask a question that I got this one for Mel. This one's always a classic one. While we decide what we're gonna throw up on the stream. We got one? KrakerJak? I got you, bro.
Yeah, let me move over to the window.
Alright, boom.
To the walls.
Dear God.
To the sweat drip down my
This is Wraith running his T1, T2 Orochi in Sims.
That ain't mine, Rochi. I ain't never running that damn thing.
And at least that's my actual march. I don't know if you could you pull that leadership?
I could get pretty close if I was to move over from Puppet. I mean, my Puppet's at like 1.85 right now with him, guy.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yo, and let me ask you about Puppet. Like, do you think that Puppet is like miles apart from War Machine? Or War Machine's still in the discussion, just like a little bit?
I tell you, War Machine's out.
Well, the thing is with War Machine, he doesn't have that. I mean, he doesn't ignore damage reduction, right?
Yeah, exactly. He would need Fumahal.
Right. So with Puppet, you get that ignore damage reduction, which is a huge bonus right now because a lot of the meta comms are running damage reduction builds.
Absolutely.
Oh, not only that,
So,
the IDR comes in handy.
I mean, personally, yeah. I mean, ever since I switched to Puppet as a main, I love him. The only thing I don't really care about him is that he doesn't have a guaranteed hit. So you have to kind of rely on either a lot of accuracy or rely on your gem sets. But now since Kane's came out, that shuts down your gem sets. So
You mean fourth skill?
yeah. I'm sorry. Kane's takes out your fourth skill. Preemptive kills your gem sets. But most of the meta is running the Kanes with preemptive, so it kind of kills both.
Well, I mean, in the end, I mean, War Machine's pretty much done. I mean, you're probably on the infantry side looking at Czar. You're looking at Puppet is still there. You've got Craig. People are working with to try and play with them and beef up. You know, so you got a couple there. I mean, you got 3 or 4 in each section that is doable now.
And
they all counter one another.
I'm just gonna give a quick shout outs to everybody in the chat. I just finally pulled up the chat. I see Brandon. I see you in there. What's up, Brandon? Missy AOW. What's up with you? I know you said you was gonna be watching from the chat. And somebody named LOL. What's up with you? I see Chi in there with the meow. You know what's up with you? And then what is it? Reggie Cuckoo. What is this supposed to? When is this supposed to start? What's up to everybody in the chat? Go ahead on. Yo, what's up with this? What's up with this Full Metal versus Elf, bro? Like we haven't seen Full Metal in a minute. Would you say Full Metal is still top 8, top 10?
I wouldn't necessarily say that, but I run him with a tier suppression set, so I keep like 70% tier suppression on him. Eventually, I'll get 100%. So anything right now, anything T10 and under, it doesn't touch it. I don't care what comm it is, it won't touch it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I had I did some lab work myself, running simulations with Full Metal. There are instances where he can beat what you call his name, Reinhardt, and a lot of people, I just think they just run him wrong. You feel me? So if we were talking about Walker meta purely, just only walkers, right? Would you say he's top 8?
In walkers, yeah, because everybody slaps steam cannon on everything nowadays for walkers, but
and then they get hit with canes.
Yeah, and he already has it.
Exactly.
So he doesn't.
Well, the
stop his
issue,
fourth skill.
The issue is he doesn't ramp.
But the issue also comes in that if canes will not affect walkers.
Yeah,
if you have
if you have power walkers, yes.
On, boom, done.
Yes, absolutely. You're right.
Well, it's just like that's why Mfer can beat those grinders. So a lot of it has to do with those new infantry talents there. So Purify it removes hyperspace armor.
Yep. And I think a common misconception is that people keep running Full Metal as a tank, and I don't think that's what his role is at all. None of his skills have anything to do with tanking.
One of the benefits to Full Metal is he's one of those comms that he can reach out and touch the back just as much as the front, but he's not a tank comm. He has no way to regenerate any health. So once you lose troops on him, they're gone. And if you put Blessing on him, because you can run Blessing on him, you might as well run an Elf with Steam Cannon because you're going to do better. Like,
absolutely.
This replay I'm putting up right now, it's me versus, it's overkilled, but Elf takes out Reinhardt's just fine.
With yeah, see you running the Steam Cannon. Quick question: do you feel that Elf has really lost her footing? Because no lie, I've been seeing her get slapped around. What's your take on it?
Okay, so the old meta, like even the gear I'm running now, is not the gear you want to run on an Elf anymore. You're going to want to run dual Aldebarans.
Absolutely.
You're going to want I'm trying to remember the name.
I was going to say Crit Wither. You want the I think it's Beetlejuice, Dual Aldebarans. You want Ambition. That's like the second best set. Because
you want the Balmel Hot. You want Dual
Aldebarans.
You want Aldebarans. You want the Ambition, and you want the Beetle guys.
Yep.
Or regular. Don't make or regular. Don't make fun of my.
Oh my god, he actually said it right. It's Beetlegeist. I keep saying, I don't know who told me Beetlejuice.
Everybody says
Aldebarans.
Where are you, Grandpa?
But eventually that's what I'll be running. I'll be running the 2 Aldebaran, the Falmel Hot, the Beetlegeist, and the Ambition.
Why do you want Omaha on Elf? Question.
Why would you prefer that over the damage reduction? Is it for the curse? Are you more focused on a curse build?
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm trying to go for. I want to be able to do more damage with the curse and everything else.
And do you think that the reason why you would go for that more damage over the damage reduction is because of the Broken Fortress?
That Broken Fortress is exactly what it's called for me. It's broken when I go against it. Okay?
No, the reason
the Broken Fortress is just a tool that can be used. I mean, I've got one and I use it for hidden arcs. Anytime you know that you ain't gonna have first strike, but it's a tool. I mean, you if you know that you got your rotation, then you go back to the outcaves. So there again, Broken Fortress is one of those. It's a good tool. But it's just that it's a tool.
Exactly, I absolutely agree with that. And
I would like to jump in and say that it's probably a better tool for an OSB com as well, because once you go past that first set of damage anyway, you lose the effect. So going in as a tank com, if you're trying to go through a few rounds or outlast, you're gonna run out of that main skill in the first round, so it really does you no good afterwards.
But that's why I asked, why do you need a formal hold when if you're just trying to counter Broken Fortress, you can, if you can withstand the first round, that extra shield protection initially doesn't save you anything. If Elf can heal it up, it doesn't matter.
Well, the other thing is Curse goes through Broken Fortress.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. That's why he was talking about Fumahawk, because and also I don't know if you guys saw my last stream. Yoda the Wise was able to go ahead and share some replays with me that what's it called? Basically the Sunraven set, that's doing all the reflecting and all this stuff. That basically it doesn't reflect spell damage. We were able to see that it didn't reflect curse, and what we needed to finalize was that we couldn't run the test, but we wanted to run the test that if it reflected damage from rebound. That because I feel. Go ahead.
It does not. The way you counter the gear, that gear set is also with Ira and King, because Ira and King it will not reflect neither. Anything that escapes Hubarian's rebound will escape the rebound of
the Sunraven set.
The Sunraven.
Perfect. That's very interesting. Very interesting. And what do you guys think? What's the hot take on Ira? Trash or good? I think she's good. Just that you gotta have no accuracy, really.
I think she has great potential. I'm only 2 draws away from getting her. I've already started leveling her skills a little bit, so I could play around with her and see how she goes.
The trick with Ira is if you're a Hyper 10 arc like myself, or you have 10 level 10 accuracy, you don't want to run no accuracy on her. You don't want no accuracy gear, because all that's going to have you hit when you want to miss.
Right.
Exactly.
And
just like King.
And you're a Walker main, right? I see that your whole lineup was Walkers. I do the same thing. That's literally like my lineup, except instead of the King, I had King instead of Full Metal. But yeah, absolutely, that's literally my lineup. See it on my stream all the time. Give me your top 8 of Walker commanders. I know I had a lot of people biting at my neck about the fact that I put Mary above Elf. I just really felt that Mary, what the developers were trying to do was they were trying to go ahead and make that rebound really useful. So when Mary came out with her weapon, go ahead.
I honestly, I would take Moonshadow over Mary.
Oh my god! But the main reason why I put it wasn't even looks or anything. It was just pure functionality.
I was gonna say, no, you wouldn't crack not in the wintertime.
Yeah.
No,
I think it's pure.
I'm talking
Mhm.
because Moonshadow has Spirit Sword.
Yeah.
So that's gonna hit hard compared to. I don't even remember what Mary's skills are anymore. Now I got to go look.
No. The only reason why I had put Mary there was because she's more relevant towards with the Broken Fortress. You know how they put Iron Craig to kind of try to give infantry a way to fight Broken Fortress without. If you haven't gotten Broken Fortress as an infantry main, you might as well use Iron Craig because he's Reinhardt.
Yeah.
Here's
no,
the problem.
because Iron Craig works, but let me. The problem with any elf or Iron Craig is you get resistance. Anything with resistance, they are not going to do because I've tried Iron Craig in a lot of situations, and one you have power walkers stops his curse. You have not only power walkers, any resistance will stop it. So you're just running into brick walls at that point. And that's where your issue's going to come in. So, like, you start seeing Iron Craig around, you just build up a resistance set.
Yep.
Well, and here's the problem with it with any counter attack nowadays. Say you're going up against a Reinhardt, and they hit you, and your counter attack kicks in, and you hit them back. Guess what? It just rebounded back to you, and you're going to get hurt.
You're gonna hang at first
because
we
if they
have
hit.
some parts we don't.
Well,
No,
we
go
gotta
ahead.
get from both sides.
Yeah, no, my bad. Real quick, I'm gonna shout out the chat. Regal Book, I see you said something about hell no. Pepper Nation H, what's going on? What you said? Hi all. Pepper Nation H is saying hi to everybody. Was late night coming to the stream. I see Missy again. Tell the guys Cactus is coming. Oh snap! Apparently Cactus is coming, guys. I don't know what that means.
Missy could just
That's some
jump in the
serious shit.
chat here if
That's
she
some
wanted.
serious.
I don't even know if she's ever seen a real cactus in her life.
Where she lives, probably not. I mean, she probably got one of the little ones hiding in a window somewhere.
Probably.
But
Bought
yeah,
at the gift store.
that's one of the downsides though. When you run any type of counter attack, is you don't have a chance for Steam Cannon to work because it's their turn, and if they hit thorns, you're going to rebound the damage. It's going to come right back to you again. You're going to get hit twice.
I never knew about that. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right because essentially, yeah, once they put that buff on himself, like Reinhardt, once he puts that reflect buff on himself, every time he takes damage, he's smacking it back to you. So you're absolutely right with that. But I was under the impression that the devs were trying to bring back the rebound, and the reason I say that is I have to keep reminding everybody they made rebound immune to damage reduction back in November. It's an update. It's on their Facebook. And when it was around the time that Broken Fortress came out. So I thought of it as, oh, hey, look at the devs trying to go ahead and give you a way to counteract Broken Fortress without actually having it. So that's what made me put Mary higher than Elf in the meta. Because I felt that was more accessible. If a player didn't have, like what it would take, like, just let me get you guys' take on this. Does it not take everything in the world to get Elf up and running? And then when she's up and running, she still gets slapped around by some of the best.
I'm an airman. I don't.
I'm.
You know, I don't know, man. Elf gets 3 shots by most air stops now.
There's some elves with status quo that are pretty devastating.
I was gonna shout out to
status
Ramrod.
Oh, okay, please.
Badass elf.
Yeah, please let me know. Because I'm not at that end where I'm
You're
not
talking about Ramrod?
Yeah, I know Ramrod.
Yeah,
Ramrod got so bad. I mean, he pretty much gave up on himself. He went airship. That's how bad it is.
Really?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Like the past month.
See, and that goes testament to exactly what I was saying. It takes Elf so much to get her online, and when she does, you're running from black. Okay, granted, you're not supposed to be omnipotent. Okay, cool. At least she has one counter. But then Mechanical Puppet comes around, you're running from him too. Common Caesar, you're running from him too. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's just like, and it takes so much.
Some hatred for Elf here.
No. What I have an account dedicated to Elf. I just hate.
I mean, you know, when it comes down to it, every one of these comms have their counters.
Yeah.
Every one of them can be countered by another comm. The only problem with most of your rebound skills are the skills are so low with their trigger rates. Now, yeah, the devs released a lot of skill trigger rate gear to go with it, but you better build that comm right to have those skill trigger rates in order to get your rebounds up. Because you go look at Hubarian skills, it's a 30-40 skill.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Yeah, and your metacoms are all running 60 to 100%. So
yeah.
Yep.
No, absolutely. But you don't understand where I'm coming from, right? Where it's just like you're looking at the game. Like I don't know if you guys know, I'm a game developer. I've been working on my own title for 2 years, and when devs like do a small tweak like that, like they release something that's absolutely broken. When they release Broken Fortress, you know, it quaked the meta. And then side note, which everybody keeps forgetting about, they're like, oh, by the way, all the rebound skills, they bypass damage reduction. Anyway, Broken Fortress, like, you know what I mean? So I just took note of that and was like, oh, okay. So is that the cheap way to counteract Broken Fortress, is to use the rebound
All
skills?
I gotta say is, shout out to Zumi because he found I had him questioning whether the Broken Fortress worked because he kept running in my puppet and I kept on taking troops from him.
Wow, yeah.
Hey, how come you didn't shout out to him earlier, Mfer? We know you love him.
Oh, I mean, I took a 2 billion power arc and moved it all the way down to a 1.5 in one cast.
Wow.
I mean, I like Zumi too. He's easy for points.
Oh my god! Like, isn't Zumi's not the one with the bullet and Broken Fortress, right?
No,
okay, that was somebody else.
Isn't Zumi the one that doesn't run any RWE?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
he also
I
runs
wish
the
I had the
downade everything too.
But I always liked Zumi because during CAFs he used to run a T2 Orochi and then he'd put like one slot of T12 in the back row. Back when I main DS, I love it. I'd slam into it and kill like 300 origins at a time.
And can y'all please stop putting? Can you please stop putting Broken Fortress on DS? You are weakening DS to the point where she hits like a fluffy bunny.
It's true.
Oh my goodness,
she needs the dual weapons. She needs the weapons.
Stop telling them that, Mfer. We like we can DS.
Put the damn Estella on her already.
Don't make them fix it, Mfer.
No. Wait, Broken Fortress Estella? Come on, man. That's
Broken
a great
Fortress
build
is a must-have on DS. Okay, run no attack.
Broken Fortress and Estella. That's the best one that they put on there.
And Estella.
A shout out to Regal, Broken Fortress, Estella.
Oh my god!
I want to see Speed of God on there. Come on.
Yeah, but KrakerJak, let me get your top 8 real quick of walkers because I think you're very like up there, walker main. What's your top 8 from the strongest to not so relevant 8th place?
I mean, they just changed the meta with Ira, and I haven't got to play with her yet.
Throw her top.
But I mean, I'm automatically going to put Ira in there and King because, and I'm not going to rate these because I suck at doing that. But King still ignores damage reduction. King still ignores damage reduction. He's going to stay in the meta until you get too many people with 100% TS. Once people hit 100% TS, he will be obsolete with that. I mean, just like these T10 infantry DSs running around, like those things are dying constantly nowadays.
I don't care what you guys say. Mary's still number 1.
Oh my god!
Lord and Savior. Trust me. How do you think we?
Ask Harris about her. She whooped his ass.
That is true. No, Mary's beating the shit out of Harris.
No,
with the wrong gear. I was bad.
Mary is our Lord and Savior. That's how we took the server with Mary.
I think you get a tip, Reggie. When we took this server, we put that on our guild board.
That was strapped to the front of my
Praise
heart.
Mighty Mary, our Lord and Savior. Savior.
Is that tribute to the fat girls and cake?
No,
we were
our
preaching Mary out in world chat.
Yeah,
People love
our tribute to fat girls and cake is Harris. Harris loves fat girls and cake.
No, definitely. As a matter of fact, let's get I don't know. Could you give me that tier list, and then we'll do like a guild tier list? Because I know you guys, everybody here pretty much has a resume of like maybe 5 years plus of Arc of War, right?
Oh yeah, for the most part.
All right, bet. So
I mean, I'm biased, so number one to me out of the walkers is going to be Elf. You're underestimating how many people still absolutely hate running into an elf.
Okay, perfect. All right, cool. I'll take that. Because I just, at my point in the game, I've been studying the game way longer than I actually play it. That's why I'm able to make the content that I do. But it is different at the end of the game. You know what I'm saying? When you have power of walkers, things like that, the meta is actually absolutely different. But for the time that I've been playing, I haven't been able to really get Elf online, and that's just
So Elf needs a lot of leadership and high tier troops, and with Elf, you're either going to win big or you're going to lose big. Even against like some of the biggest Orochis I've ran into, I normally time out before I lose. Like it's neither side really wins. It'll time out unless I can finally get mind map up and going, but that'll take a little bit.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, anybody run that test on mind map? Because I've ran the test on mind map, and mind map is primarily to counter Orochi and then Reinhardt second. Do you guys feel that?
Mind map counters a lot.
I can tell you right now.
Yeah, mind map counters more than.
My map goes against me.
The only
That's
way.
more my map goes against me. Doesn't do so well.
It's not even that. Reggie, is one thing you haven't realized. T12, leverage wipes out Sister Wolf.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, you need to talk about the new talent system. The third tree set is
It doesn't matter.
very
Before
overpowered.
I put leverage on my Orochi, Sister Wolf, my map killed me. As soon as I put leverage on, no Sister Wolf could
You
touch
know
me.
what's funny? Leverage with Mary beats out Orochi.
Any com that has leverage against the one who doesn't, goodbye.
And welcome back, Harris. I don't think you did your intro, brother. Tell the people who you are, man. You know what I mean? Do your intro real quick.
The Arc of War local community peasant.
He's a cunt. He's a cunt.
You know how many people are waiting to do the intro for him?
You leave the little Jewish boy alone. Let him talk.
Sweet mouth.
So without
All
further
right, go
ado,
ahead, Harris.
Without
Do
further
your
ado,
intro.
Harris,
You
give
have
us your
a pretty
intro.
mouth.
I ain't got a fucking intro. I'm a cunt. That's it.
It is. Simple as that. But
Well
he's also
said.
from EXE. That's where I personally originally met Harris. Just in case anyone needs who's Harris?
Well, yeah. When you deal with our group, we got way players that we were with EXE for like 2 years, so it's kind of counter cross between us and EXE. That's why they're in our chats, and we help each other and we do whatever we can
You just
for
lost
one
too much.
another.
Shut up.
But EXE has to hold on Harris because we don't want him over here for permanent.
No, I don't know what I'm talking.
He's a visitor only.
Think fuck for that.
And Harris has a pretty mouth.
He's a pretty
I was gonna say, Lamb, you pulled out that Gog 3000 on Harris.
Yeah. I was gonna say the that 3000. Hey, yo, have you guys seen that video
where knees sore?
What's up?
Oh no, I was asking MF if his knees were sore.
No, he's got the pads on, bud. Don't worry about that.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
I bet Harris takes Big Spoon in that situation.
Wrong button.
No.
Jeez.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Wow. Yeah, my bad, Yap. Wait, who left the chat? Yeah. Who left the chat?
You did earlier.
Oh no,
Harris went in on you.
No, I had a phone call. I have people
don't
more
use that
important
excuse
than
now.
y'all.
Don't use that excuse now, buddy. Don't use that
Hey,
excuse
guys.
now.
Did Lando really leave before story time?
Yeah. Lando's got to go to sleep.
This old man.
You know how old men are.
Yeah, he's got to get his beauty sleep, you know.
Not like it helps him, but still.
Well, the boss probably said it's time to come to bed. No more playing with your toys. It's time to come to bed.
He hesitated. She said now, and he ran.
Yeah.
Yo, real quick, have you guys seen that that meme? It's like a short where this guy tries to find out the mileage on his girlfriend, or where she learned the Gok 3000 from, the Gok 3000. Have you guys seen that?
Oh, we got
Nah, we just come up with that shit.
No, you have no idea. You have no idea. It's actually a whole.
They came out with a new model, the 5000, and Harris could fill you in on it.
I already know.
Yeah,
Check this out. The 5000
No,
is
I
when the
can-
person is laying on the bed with their head at the edge of the bed and they open their mouth. Am I not correct? That's
Aries is very good at it. Aries, perfect. I rate him 5 stars. He was well worth the service.
Oh wow, he even tipped. My man even tipped. Well worth the service. Jesus.
Man, after he was professional, he made sure he swallowed. There was no mess.
Swallow is a big deal. You know what I mean? I think that's a deal breaker or not. At the end of service, if they don't swallow, I think I'm packing my things rather quick.
Aries swallowed.
Spitters or quitters.
In Liv's case, they
Oh
don't
man, this is coming from Harris, who can't finish.
Oh shit! Shots fired. Shots fired.
Harris, are you really want to go down this route, Harris? You better shut up right now.
Has he told you about his Volkswagen bus yet?
Oh my gosh, who got Mfer started?
They asked us for an intro.
Show that replay.
Straight to the crotch, thank you.
Which one?
The one between you and Aries and Sim.
Oh, I don't have one in between them, me and him.
In between, I hope not.
Aries doesn't like me simming against him.
Aries, post your Well, I won't. Yeah, Rochi, post.
Oh, what's up? You got something in the chat?
No. I want them to test something. Maybe.
Oh, I'm down for it. Anybody want to throw the arc up? Show some replays, show some hits, hit some tiles. You know what I'm saying? This is a chance to show the Arc War, you know what I'm saying, community which y'all into.
Well, most of the fun on the server just left. We just had two people start leaving.
HGG's left.
Hey, Aries,
Mfer broke our toys.
Yeah, he always breaks our toys. It's depressing.
Broke our
Aries,
toys.
do you have any replays with a DS from with the Cell and Broken Fortress you want to show up from
Free show.
from GC?
Shut up.
No, I had too many. I was looking for that one, but I had too many from Cass afterwards, and I can't find it. I think it got droned out by all the Cass reports.
Yo, hold on. So I'm looking at the memes, right? And there's one that says, "When you're sitting in the county jail and fart, and someone yells, 'Just my size!'" Holy shit!
Yeah, you're gonna go down a rabbit hole if you start reading that chat.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro, that shit is hilarious.
Aries, I can share it. I just don't know how to do it.
If you share it to the guild, I can put it up.
I'll share it.
If you share it to the guild chat, I will stream it.
This is a Broken Fortress, Acela, Formahalt, Sunraven, and Fire Spirit, all at level 50.
Oh my god, that sounds like a lot.
It's shared to the guild.
Yeah, I'm playing it right now. Jeez. I'm playing that again.
Yeah, run it back, ready for that neck breaker.
Dude. How many did you kill in that?
Jens, Kane, Cepheus, Gemini. Some links. How much did I kill? 3725 Origin, 612 ICs, 1699 Ethereals.
Oh, it's against your favorite person too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was at a balcony when he was looking at that battle report, just thinking, should I? Should I? Nah, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you had Metal Crystal to heal that up. But
that wasn't GC.
That was juicy.
Oh, it's GC.
That was
Okay,
GC.
perfect.
Yeah.
I don't have any of the good ones from Ragnar anymore. Those were fun.
Anybody else?
Make sure doesn't play anything outside of GC nowadays, boys.
That's not true.
And it doesn't even listen to instructions in GC.
All right,
I heard it was.
Yeah, guys, if you got the replays, just share it in the chat. And trust me, I understand. With the accounts that you guys have, it's not in your, not in your best interest or something you want to do to go ahead and show off some of your gear, whatever. It's not really about that. It's really about the community and just showing people like Arc of War gameplay, hits that they've never seen before, gameplay that they've never seen before, and there are new players coming to the game. Trust me, I'm literally proof that a year and probably like 4 months ago, new players started and are still playing with the game. Because that's when I started. I started 1.4 years ago. Brand new, never knew anything about the game. I learned it from all the Ridiculous Badger, Mel, Uber, Ox. I learned it from those guys. So I know I'm not the only new player still sticking with the game. And when you guys show this type of content, it really inspires a lot of players to be like, damn, bro, I can't wait to get to that point in the game.
But I think, honestly, Reggie, you'd be better to talk about the community that we surround ourselves with. Yeah, the game is fun. It's a nice escape. But the reason we're all still here 5-6 years later is the friendships and the camaraderie that we have. So, I get what you're saying, but the early game is hard. Just don't give up for the people who are starting. It's really complex. It's challenging. It's fun. And just, make friends as you go along.
Absolutely. I had to post something on the Facebook the other day because I don't know if you ever checked the Arc of War Facebook, but there's some guy in there who always posts a meme of basically saying they're gold diggers, right? And he just I had commented something, he said something negative, and I was like, hey, look, man, at the end of the day, you don't have to play this game with your wallet. You won't get into the biggest guilds sometimes because you're not participating in the way they operate. Yeah, okay, cool, but if you can go find another guild, you'll be that guild's hero. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not that, I can't play with the big boys, I don't want to play the game at all. Why don't you just go be some small guild's hero? I think that's a part of the gameplay style of the game that people often overlook. You know what I mean?
There's so many avenues to play this game, so many ways to play it. It's really up to the player how they want to play it.
Yeah. Everybody.
I mean, you ain't even got to drop. You ain't got to drop big bucks. It's just about when you drop it. I mean, I can tell you right now, it's about when you drop it. When certain things come out and whatnot, and it's how you go after them. I mean, are you going to spend $2,000 right off the back to go get a piece of new equipment, or are you just going to slowly work your way up to get enough blueprints and stuff like that? I mean, yeah. Are you going to spend money? Yeah. But there's certain times in the game where spending money is beneficial, and there's other times where you're just wasting it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but you still got players like Seven, Beast from VKG, Kills on Sight's original arc from VKG, and those are free to play guys that are just crushing players. At one point until some of the new meta was shifting with just free to play and low end gear.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I wish I could share some replays that I've had from the past years because we all know how they recycle the replays on us. But even like a Sleep Bomb Sister Wolf used to be devastating if you ran into some OSBs with only a small amount of troops with the way her skills work. So that's a very effective common to use, especially as a free-to-play player. Whenever that comes around, even as an A-class commander, Sister Wolf is a good tool to have in the arc for sure.
Yeah, and I'm glad you guys touched upon that because people get really butthurt about how expensive the game is, and I said, don't necessarily play with your wallet. You can play with your teammates, and then when the time is right and you feel that you can make that investment to push yourself up to be more help to your guild, that's when you do it. And once again, if you love playing these big guilds and you're no longer able financially to participate in their style of play, go be a hero to a small guild. What's wrong with that shit? Go to a different planet. You know what I mean? Be the tier 12 player on a planet that probably could use that extra hand. You don't always have to be at the higher echelon. And there's always the Nemesis arc route too if you get zeroed. I personally knew somebody in the game recently that lost his Nemesis arc, and honestly, he had more fun on his Nemesis arc than he did on his main arc, and he had 40 gear.
Yeah, but also you ain't got in this game. I mean, we took 410 this cast. We teamed up with DZG, and that was just relationships that were built over the years. We had relationships with DZG. We have relationships with EXE. You got to focus on the relationships in the community that you can make. It's not necessarily why we don't have enemies or why we don't hate people is because we don't look at them as anything. We don't look at them as, oh, well, that's our enemy. We look at it as we're here to play the game, have fun, and it doesn't matter. And a lot of these other guilds, bigger guilds like DZG, EXE, that's all they're looking for is people to play with and have fun. So you can build those relationships up that will help you further down the line. This whole, well, I hate this person, I hate that person, I can't stand that person. All that's got to go out the window. And look, we're all here just playing the game.
Facts. And then we got
the same within as well. It's just CDX. We've made some great friends that are across the pond, and we've made some great friends that are over here. Our word is our bond, and we work with that. Others will hate us for everything and this and that, and they get all hurt. But sorry, we're just playing a game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we don't look down on anybody just because they're Chinese, whatever. I don't care what you are. I mean, as long as your word's your bond, and if you say something, you do it. I don't care. I mean, and that's part of what made Way successful. That's part of what's making SWO successful. Is we look down upon nobody because this is a community and we treat it like our community.
Absolutely. I think that's beautiful that we were able to get that out there for people who think that these these big players are really just egos. You know what I mean? But it's not. It's really like this is the well, they've explained it all. I don't even have to explain it. But yes, I would definitely say, of course, if you pay for it, you can be number one. But number two, the most powerful thing after that is the friendships that you build, the people that you stick with, the community. And we all know Ridiculous Badger wasn't even the most strongest player, but that man wreaked some havoc. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, I'd agree. Other than I'd swap the two, I'd say number one is still the people. I mean,
definitely.
I've had better connections and more fun back before I hit T12, just as much as I do now.
The community. I've watched arcs. There's members that are with us now that are like 150, 200 mil arcs that I remember starting with them, or they joined the guild I was in 3-4 years ago, where they were 1-2 million power arcs. And now they're way up there. And I know a lot of them aren't big spenders. Like, it took them 3-4 years, but they still compete with everybody.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, as a free-to-play player, you just got to be smart and know what you're doing with the little bit that you have. If you invest your time and you invest in the game right, you could be just as successful. It just takes more time.
Yeah, and stay on top of the meta changes. When you see something change up, you test it, and you try and figure out how to make something work. I mean, and that's all you do. You just continually do that every time the meta changes.
Absolutely. And let me confirm something right now with you guys also, because I know there's a lot of people that have these questions. Number one, I think is like a controversial question, especially in my heart, but a lot of people for infantry. Is Gilly dead?
No. I mean, there's certain force skills you can put on Gilly that makes Gilly effective. In fact, it's one of the force skills that I run on Puppet. Now, I'm not saying what that is.
I was gonna say you don't have to say it, but as long as you threw it out there.
On a lot of comms right now that are running like Canes and preemptive.
Yes.
I mean, Gilly already has preemptive built in. She already has MVR, which is a hard hitting skill. So you throw Canes on there, and that still opens up your fourth skill to put dual blades or
dual blades on Gilly is the wildest thing I've ever heard. is that really effective? What's the results on that?
Well, I mean, dual blades makes it so they can't trigger their normal skills. So Canes shut down their fourth, preemptive shutdowns their gems, and dual blade shuts down their normal skills. If you can't trigger anything, how are you going to hit them if you wake and dodge?
Now, I mean, it's all these combinations. That's what these force skills, even these talents. There's combinations of talents that you can use, and it's going to make you effective. And it's putting all these combinations together. I mean, sometimes you got to change up your march in order to do something. I mean, you just keep an open mind and you don't go, well, I could just run into everybody full march and beat everybody. The game is no longer Rogers full march. I mean, that's changed from a long time ago.
Yeah, that was probably that was probably 2020 or 2019.
Rogers started dying when they released Hancock. Hancock and force skill.
Rogers really died with force skills, and you can put steam cannon on any walker.
Yeah. I mean, I got one player that brought Satalia all the way back to the meta. I mean, it's all about the combination.
And who do you want to shout out that player who brought Satalia back? Because I heard Satalia was the one that was supposed to counter Black, but I never got to see.
No, who told you that? Sorry, is Len.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Satalia is a
I run
tank killer.
Orochi, and I won't hit that Satalia with my Orochi. That Satalia rips right through her. Right through him.
See, you just got to build your Orochi right.
Well, we can't all have 50 gear.
Yeah, right.
It's not just the gear.
Yo, KrakerJak, do you want to go hit what's it called? Ace of Galaxy? Is that fine? Would you be able to just swing on some things in that?
Yeah, apparently I need to reset it up though.
All right, I'll cover the stream up so they don't see your marches. But go ahead and just set the march. I'll be covered up 1 sec. Go ahead. All right, perfect. All right, now it's covered. So go ahead, set that up. The stream can't see it, and when you're ready, let me know.
I'm watching it.
Yeah, just make sure to turn off the check mark so it doesn't just blow through the replays.
Yeah.
But yeah. But now, as we're saying, I never got the list. What is you guys' top 8 for walkers? Of course, Elf won. Everybody's agreeing Elf is number 1. Is that what it is?
Sister Wolf.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Elf is decent. I mean, I don't know if you can go a 1, 2, 3 punch anymore, because, like I said, it's all about the combinations. You're dealing with. All right, you got Elf. You can put in there. You can put Godzilla thing.
For me, Sister Wolf is on top.
Zodless.
Yes.
Zodless can go there. I mean, you've got the other weird looking one that they just Cassius. Cassius could be in there. You know, you could go around. You know, Sister Wolf is a good counter for just about anything.
Yeah. All right, boom. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Think about the walkers. A lot of these times you're okay at it.
Yeah, and infantry. I think infantry. You can go ahead and start it. I put you back on stream. You can go ahead and start it.
You guys too.
Yeah, and so all right. If I was to say like,
you can't leave Pictor out of there. Pictor hits hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my I guess revised tier list, and you guys just tell me where you would change it, and then we'll just say collectively that's the tier list. Let's start with infantry. I definitely believe Common Czar is number 1. Anybody wanna? Okay, Common Czar number 1, and then number 2 I would say Mechanical Puppet is number 2 in infantry. Anybody wanna? All right.
All the infantry guys are getting quiet here.
No, I mean,
It's hard to make lists like this because it depends on the build.
I mean, yeah, it depends on the build. Czar is good. I mean, Czar is great, and it depends on the build, and it depends on, so much of that is depending on the build, the talent, your force skill that you're going to put in there. I mean, there's ways to counter everything that comes up. So it's not like you're going to be able to just run one and say, this is how I'm going to run it.
Oh, no.
I mean,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to let you guys know where I'm at in the game mentally is way further than where I'm at in the game physically. One thing I always preach on my stream, when I'm talking with Yoda, when I'm talking with Raziel, when I'm talking with EXO, when I'm talking with like any of the players that are on there, is that even if they don't do it, is that number one, you should be switching your gear. Because there's certain situations, there's no, Ghillie, always put attack gear on here. Always. That's what I'm rocking with my Ghillie. Nah, have your sets. One series that I'm going to do on my channel is a breakdown of like how you should have a SWO set, a dodge set, an accuracy set, an attack set, a penetration set, and a defense set. And basically you kind of move that around based on whatever's in that, whatever's in that capital, whatever that is that you're fighting. Because you can find a cheap counter if you know the game right. You know what I mean? Sometimes if a march is too big, thank you for agreeing. Sometimes a march is too big, but if you really know what that person is doing, I'll use the most famous one, Reinhardt. I was speaking with somebody on stream and I had to explain to them, when it comes down to beating Reinhardt, when you see him in the capital, don't just think, oh, it's Reinhardt. Think, what does he do? He puts a buff on himself. He heals. So automatically, the first thing you want to clip is take off the buff, because if you take off the buff and you take off his and you have dodge, he can't hit you. So then there goes him beating tier suppression. There goes him beating damage reduction with his buff, and then 2, he heals. So then clip the heal, clip the damage reduction, and clip buffs. That's how you should operate when you're trying to beat a commander that's in a Cassidon or Capital, whatever the case may be. And in order to do that, sometimes you might have to switch gear. I
mean, if you learn like what we learned from EXE, EXE is great at it. They got a counter for everything that you can throw at them. And they rotate around to make you wind up in that counter, make you wind up where you don't want to be. So even then, and that's pretty much how you want to set up. You want to set up to where you have counters for just about anything you face. Maybe you have to change gear. Maybe you have to change the calm out. Maybe you have to change the fourth skill. Maybe you gotta go and change your talents up.
But can I correct one thing real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
With the Reinhardt though, you said that if he can't hit you, he can't ignore tier suppression. Well, he doesn't have to hit you; it's if you hit him.
No, you gotta remember how I said it. I'll re-say it again, and I'm not changing anything. I was saying basically, you look at the commander and you disable them. Reinhardt can't deal damage to you if you take off his buff. Once you start with number 1, take off his buff, because that's where his damage comes from. Then you have dodge. He can't touch you. You can tier suppression him. There's no way he can effectively deal damage in that match. And that's how you create a cheap counter, for somebody that has a higher leadership than you. That's what I said basically.
Have you seen RP's comment?
Oh, let me see.
In the chat.
My bad. Yeah, I'm moving. There's so many moving parts. You guys wouldn't even believe. Matter of fact, let's shout outs to the chat real quick. Let me. Pepper Nation H was saying, I was thinking about rebound skills. Always ignore damage reduction. Back when Rogers was meta, we didn't run Libra gems to rebound against other Rogers. I haven't used Rogers for so long. And then RP jumped in with the eyes. And we have Regal Book. Marvel should the 6 other replays. RP, no one wants to share their losing replays. LOL. RP talking shit. LOL. So many.
Of course I don't.
So many play this game with their wallet. I personally couldn't play. This is RP saying this. So many people play this game with their wallet. I personally couldn't play this game sitting on a porch. And then Regal Book says, yeah. After spending 5K on Elf, I was like, fuck this. I'm only buying resources. RP says spending money on Arc of War is marginally better than just lighting it on fire. God damn. And then RP, your resources and gear are all spent on money, and at this point, blueprints and resources. Pepper Nation Ace jumps in, says, yeah, bring the big active arc in. A small guild brings everyone up with you as you earn guild rewards. It helps everyone grow in the game. We got Johnny Stella. I don't think I've seen you here, Johnny Stella. Welcome to the stream. We have Johnny Stella with the eyes. We have Foe. Yo, where's the Arc of War community peasants at? And then we have Foe, leave infantry players alone. Damn, shots fired. We got Neva17 with the eyes. What is that? Ko Yosum? You famous. And then we got Foe saying, oh hey Rex. Rexana. And then we got Adriana still. We got Foe saying, how you doing? Left my ass off. Foe with the PFP. Cesar, Puppet, Gilly, Craig, might create this list on soon. RP dropping his infantry list. And then we got Ira, Wolf, King are considered their own separate thing with tier 11. And then we got Ghost Ship again. What's up with your Ghost Ship? All right, we're caught up with the chat, guys. Welcome everybody in the chat. Thank you for dropping by. We got some heads in here watching. I see y'all. But the floor, ladies and gentlemen. That means I could jump back in. I could jump back in.
You broke him.
Yeah.
Replays.
Yeah, we'll get quiet. We're looking for replays.
Yeah, Cracker, appreciate the replays, bro. KrakerJak, appreciate the replay. Before I get canceled, let me finish your full name. KrakerJak. Let me get.
Man. Do you know how many people call me Cracker in game on Discord?
He is a cracker, so it's all good.
No, I'm just saying. I literally said Cracker. It's just like,
technically, I'm like
It's okay.
half Cracker, half Jap, so you know.
Cool.
He gets his vertical height from the Japanese side.
Oh, thankfully not.
But
dude, I don't think I've ever sat and watched this much fighting.
But no, I mean that's a good list from RP. But RP's one of the top infantry ships there is. I mean, there again. I mean, you're dealing with a lot of changes in the meta, and you've got to be willing to make those changes in order to keep up with the game.
Absolutely.
I think the list that RP gave out are the commanders that infantry are pretty much rounded. They're good in almost all cases. If you build them and you use them in most situations correctly, they will come on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a ratio that people learn early in the game, especially myself. I'm speaking from experience. I want to know if it still holds true. You guys think later in endgame with the battle experience that you guys have, especially through the meta changes, is it still that infantry is damn near like we're talking about quantity here? So early in the game, usually it's like 3 infantry for 2 walkers, and every 2 walkers is for 1 airship. Is that the same math that you guys do, or no?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, the population.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, perfect. Just making sure.
Because you got a lot of people that move away from infantry because they don't think it's effective or not. I've been in infantry since I started the game, and every time I started out, let's see, my first big infantry comm was Hubarian, and I ran a nasty Hubarian. But there again, it's the changes in gear. You gotta keep up with the times with the gear, and the most important thing is building the comm for what you want it to do.
Right.
Don't just slap gear on it and go, oh well, I got top end gear on it. I mean, look at the stats and build it for what you want it to do.
Pretty much, don't be like Zumi.
Yeah.
Don't be like Zumi.
I mean, can you throw money at this game? Yeah, you can throw money at this game. Just look at Zumi. He throws money at the game, throws all the good gear on, and thinks it should be able to run that way. It's not built for that comm or anything, and look where he's at.
Where is that? What can you give us an update on where Zumi is at? Is he at a medical bay right now with some troops?
He's always got a medical bill. He's got a medical bill out of this world. I mean, hey, Zoomy, if you want a vendor, I'll come sell you resources. I'll double our price.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of hate here for him. I feel it.
I hate no one, or I hate everybody.
There's
Which
only
one you
one
want?
person in this game I absolutely don't like. Oh, Exo Stalker.
Exo Stalker.
No, tell me they don't like stuff.
I'm not going to go down that road, but that's the only person I've ever actually disliked. I joke with people, but I don't actually hate people in this game.
For sure. And once again, I think that was like another powerful thing that was said here. Was that? Oh, I see. Let me see. For sure, Zoomy goes poof. Neva17 says Zoomy goes poof. Kraker and I met by me admitting his level 30 suite on Hancock. Great times. Admiring. Oh, this guy named Dan Graham says that Kraker and I met by admiring his level 30 suite set on Hancock. Great times. Kraker, do you recognize him?
Nah. I need to know his in-game name.
Oh, right. His name.
Look, there's Edwin.
Oh, what's up, Edwin? Yeah, I was watching. Edwin was the first one to drop that Ira video. Shout outs to you, homie. You quick with it. Supplying that that Spanish scene with that content. A lot of good content creators out here.
That was Mike Cracker.
That was one of us too, man. He was in SAO for a long time before we merged. Now he's in SWO.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he's one of ours.
Oh, yeah.
He's actually Edwin's in our guild chat saying, "Say hi to Reggie for me."
That's what's up. But yeah, with any topics you feel that that gets slept on, like what would you bless? Like how about this part of the stream? Let's do this. Oh, yeah, appreciate it. You're not. Oh yeah, you still gotta refresh. You good? Yeah. So what like? What's up? Oh, okay. I thought I heard somebody talking. But to anyone on the panel here, like I said, I've been playing for 1.5 years, 1.4 years. Still haven't even reached the second year mark, and this is like I'm not just throwing that out there. Like you can go to my channel, look at my my first video was 1 year ago, and it's a video of me fighting a chief with Lilith.
Chief.
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't seen somebody use Chief in forever.
Yeah, no, but
Lilith was my first main in this game. I absolutely loved Lilith. If only she stayed good after like the first 6 months.
Yeah, she really was like
my favorite Fab infantry.
Yeah,
so she was one of the original shutdown comms.
Yeah, she was.
Lilith
before
was
Force Skill, Lilith was meta.
Yeah, Lilith,
before
Robin.
Force Skills.
Go ahead.
Before Fourth Skills, there was a lot of comms that are no longer meta that worked out great. But once we were able to put their skills on other comms, they just kind of faded into oblivion.
Oh, and that's one of the things. Don't sleep on the comms that do come out, because I mean, yeah, the comms might not be all that great, but I mean, you could use their skills on some of these other comms to make them dominant.
Yeah,
and one of the things is, you look at MightyMatty. MightyMatty was a skill that came out that you could use on other comms and make them viable. Status Quo, the same thing.
I think my map isn't my map Walker only?
Yeah, it is Walker only, but you can use that is a skill that came out that you don't have to run with that comm. You can run it like Sister Wolf with MightyMatty.
Gotcha. Right. With the T11s.
Like Itsurochi, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And also another one that I wanted to hit on the head with. A lot of people sleep on Comet Czar's skill, the one that's guaranteed hit and crit. That works on everybody.
Yeah, that's an IDR skill too.
Yeah.
Yeah, damage reduction is the meta.
Back before I switched to Orochi, I tried it on DS. I wasn't going to get it to high enough level to make it viable, but I mean, it did ignore Broken Fortress, just didn't hit hard enough at the time.
Oh yeah. And to touch up a little bit on what I was talking about earlier with the ratios. So if you're an infantry player, guys, and you're taking big losses, you kind of got to understand that's where you are in the totem pole. You have to send 3 times what a walker is sending. You have to send 3 times essentially what anybody is sending. Hence why you see some infantry marches reach the 5,000, 7,000. I think on one of my videos that I have coming out, I have 2 videos already done. They're just in the queue. I don't want to release 3 videos and then do a live stream in the same day. That's a waste of content. You know what I'm saying? I see Foe in the chat. He's saying Zumi runs Battle Maiden. Does that tell you anything?
Zumi's biggest issue, to me, when I fought Zumi in GC last season, I had a 50k Hancock with a SWO set on it that was just stripping troops off of him because he ran no RWE of any kind. I mean, it's my little HC shouldn't have been doing that. He doesn't even awaken RWE when he knows he's going against a SWO set.
Yeah. And yeah, Johnny, my bad. I had said it right earlier. I was just saying it over and over again. Yeah, it's 3 infantry for every 2 walkers, and then 2 walkers for every 1 airship. But every 3 infantry for every 1 airship. It's a mumble jumble to go over and over again. Eventually, you'll say it wrong. But yes, definitely, that's something that I want people in the chat to know. So like, do know that when you're looking at your reports, just be aware that that's where you are in the totem pole, but that is not a bad thing. Infantry are known for attack. That's their high numbers, high attack
and dodge.
Yeah, attack and dodge. And then airship, HP, accuracy, airship, defense, and crit damage.
But see, with Ira coming out, all these real high dodge comms, I mean, they're going to start hurting because with Ira, instead of just hitting 1 slot when she misses like King does, hits the whole row.
Whole front row.
The whole front row is going to get smacked. If their 1 slot's missing, she's going to devastate the entire back row. And it's an IDR skill.
Yeah.
Just like King is. So it's going to hurt.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, and also be wary when you see Ira's weapon come out because her weapon's going to allow her to hit the back.
I was just going to say that.
It's out, but they haven't released it to where you can get it just yet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's
yeah. So go ahead.
She's gonna rip when that happens.
And I already had spoken to somebody about that, and they were telling me that that some people might forego her weapon because it lowers her damage too much. Because the weapon is crit chance, so it's penetration and crit chance instead of attack. So you're going to be sacrificing some attack. And he was telling me that you'll go from killing a full row to just killing that slot and maybe a back row. So he might just skip out on it. What do you guys feel about that?
I mean, you'd have to wait to see where it comes out, but I mean, you can stack enough attack in there because I mean, you're not going to stack accuracy on her.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I mean, like I said, if you're a hyper 10, so where are you going to go if you're not going to stack accuracy? Because if you put in the weapons, most comms you're putting accuracy in the weapons and you're skipping out on attack. Well, guess what you can do now with her? You can stack attack back into the weapons. And you don't need any accuracy because if you're a hyper 10 and level 10 accuracy, all that's going to go to stack when she transfers accuracy over into attack. So that's just going to add up to it. So I mean that the weapon it's not going to hurt you, and it may help you out a little because like ballot step. All right, if you hit the front row, if you miss, they're going to heal. So the minute if King goes up against ballot step, he's going to hit the slot, and then or he's going to miss the slot. Activate ballot step. The minute his hit goes off for missing, hits, the slot's going to heal. So ballot step will stop that. Well, if you put Ira's weapon on that, then she misses that first slot, which activates the heal in the first slot, but then she hits the back slot, which doesn't have the heal activated. So it's not, the ballot step wouldn't allow it to heal. So her weapon actually goes up against one of the 4 skills that infantry comms can run, which is ballot step.
Which ballet step is dope right now on infantry comms.
Yeah, Ghost Ship says, I've never seen ballot step in the wild. And what I think that's a common misconception. No one really knows how to use ballot step. Could you touch upon that a little bit? Anybody in the chat? What's the mentality behind ballot step?
That's all. Nope.
All right. He's keeping it secret. Let the people stay ignorant. Let them stay ignorant. Guys, run your test. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to copy pasta. You know what I'm saying? Run your test, figure out the game for yourself.
Here's the thing I wanted to say about Ira with her weapon being able to hit the back row. How many times have you seen somebody throw weenies like on a DS? They throw weenies in the front row expecting you to hit that and then give them first strike essentially in slot 4. You're going to bypass that. You're going to take a swing at their back slot, hope and pray you miss, and cause havoc back there.
Shit, that's still the march I use as an airship main to deal with walkers with Broken Fortress. As long as they don't have power of airship, you can still throw one in the front 3 slots and then slot 4 them.
You know, a lot of people will use weenies up front to try to circumvent Broken Fortress. And even if you're not running Broken Fortress, they're still running that march. And to be able to take a swing at their back row as a walker without, trying super hard, as long as they don't charge, $2,000 for a comm weapon.
Yeah, no, they're not.
But I mean, there again, you're looking at it, and the one thing I keep saying is know your meta. Know your meta. Know these 4 skills. Know the meta. Because that's where you figure out exactly where they're making their moves at, where the devs are helping.
That's why it's funny, because like when I used to run Elf, I'd run into that same march I was talking about running on my air arc when I'm on my walker arc, which is an Elf main. And I would always have sword skill at the ready, because I see DSs and they try that shit. I throw sword skill on Elf and blow up that whole slot of T12 in the back.
Yes, and once again, that's I think UberOx talked on that too. UberOx, I think, spoke about it more frequent than everybody. But not only should you be switching your gear, not only should you be switching, what comms you use. Like, you don't always have to use the 5 comms that you have in your, your setup. Go into your back row. Go into the back, pull out that thing that people didn't even know you had. And what's it called? Oh yeah, he's going to show it. Oh, he's equipping Mind Map now. And
I forgot that Elf didn't have a 4 skill on, so I've been running this with a 4
without
skill.
a 4 skill. Wow.
Well,
I'll hide it. I'll hide it.
Without his pants on.
There you go.
I already got it all fixed.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, also when you look at it, it's also with changing your marches up. I mean, just like he said with that, with the different marches that they would run against you. I mean, you can also use your marches to your benefit against your enemy, and that's another thing to pay attention to. So, I mean, it's a multifunctional game. You're strategically looking at everything.
Yes.
Your marches, your gear, your 4 skill, your talents. I mean, they're gonna throw everything at you, and you can change everything up on the fly.
Yeah, and that's touching on that. I want people who are watching the stream to really think about that. Guys, switch, like, really understand the situation, because a lot of people will look at Arc of War at surface level. I don't get to play the game. I'm looking at these these troops take their turn. But if you actually know the game, there's like 8 different reasons why you win. You know what I'm saying? And case in point, if you go to my channel and you look, there's a match where when I was at 25 mil, I beat this is not the most ridiculous thing, but someone of my experience level, it was big for me. I was at 25 mil. I beat a guy, I think, who was at 135 mil, and we were running the same commander. Both of us were running Hancock. He had better troops, better enchanted gear, yet I came out the victor. Why? I ran Cassiopeia, he didn't. You understand what I'm saying? So it's things like that will really change up the whole battle. So don't think of Arc of War as I can't physically change what's happening in the match. Well, yes, you can. I'll throw out another example. Black. Black is a really powerful commander, but he has a hit issue. So if he doesn't get his guaranteed hit, he's one of the hardest hitting commanders in the game.
Black doesn't have a guaranteed hit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He has a hit issue. That's his issue. He doesn't have a hit, a guaranteed hit. So and that's what the devs do. Another one that was said earlier, Mechanical Puppet. Mechanical Puppet's issue is he doesn't have a guaranteed hit. It's or at least annoying when he doesn't get able to get the guaranteed hit. So it's things like that. So I really challenge everybody watching to think. If you're going up against a Walker commander, you can put one troop, a weenie in slot 1, 2, and 3, expecting their awakening to pop, right? That clears your whole row, and then you go with row 4. That's your first hit. Same thing with Airship. Airship is a little bit different. You would do one troop in slots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you would have your main or you could just one slot bust at that point. You could just, depending if you don't have first strike or not.
But you better be careful. You better be careful because if they pull and you run the airship,
No, it doesn't even matter. If someone's run power airships and you do that, I'm gonna laugh at you.
Yeah, with DS.
Exactly.
But I was saying everybody else but DS.
Any aircom with power airships.
Oh yeah. Okay, because the point that you guys are at the game, that's more common. You're absolutely right. That's not even more common. It is the standard. You're right. But
I've done that. My Rochi was catching people trying to do that exact same march on about with power airships.
Yeah,
and they lose everything.
Yeah, thank you for correcting me.
you can do that, but if you're going up against someone and they pull, and you run into that next comm and he blows you all the way up. I mean, that's why you got to be paying attention when you send. That's why you got to be paying attention when someone sends against you. That way I need to go ahead and pull and give this to someone else.
Absolutely.
And the key to the game is rotation and setting people up.
Yes.
I got to back it up real quick. You were talking about, you faced a 100 and something mil arc that was running a walker that didn't have Cassiopeia. Any walker out there should be running Cassiopeia.
Yes.
That's a good.
They're not, then they got some kind of issue going on.
No, absolutely. And I can tell you what the guy was probably thinking. The guy was probably going against. It's a common thing that some people, some Hancock players, forget. They get so focused on the fact that I can throw Hancock with Wings of Eternity, and I can throw him with Virgo, and then what else can I put? Oh, put Gemini, or I put. You know what I'm saying? They get so overzealous that they actually forget, you need Cassiopeia to clear those buffs. You need Cassiopeia to beat, look at Elf. Her curse gets screwed over by Cassiopeia. And at one point in the game, she was just only losing to other walkers. So walkers kind of counter themselves when you use Cassiopeia. And I just think he got overzealous. Didn't know that, your Hancock is going to need a guaranteed hit, number one. So you have Wings of Eternity, and then you're thinking to yourself, I'm gonna go Wings of Eternity, Virgo, and just put a guaranteed hit. But now you lose Cassiopeia, so you might as well go Sonar. You might as well go Sister Wolf skill, quick draw. You might as well go guaranteed hit on the 4th skill with Hancock early game, guys. I know you guys are at a way different point in the game, but you go with the guaranteed hit, and then you just go Virgo and Cassiopeia. That's the Hancock standard for me.
There again, you're separating early game, late game. If you go look at your servers now, you got people that are in late game that are on early,
early servers
mixed in with the early game. I mean, you look at Cassitan. You got early and late game players and mid-range game players going at one another. So you got to be thinking about all facets of the game.
Yeah, no,
you can't just. And I can tell you what he was thinking about. When he went up against you. I'm bigger than him. I can beat him. Instead of thinking about, okay, how can they beat me? Exactly. What do I have to do to better myself that they can beat me? Rather than look at someone's power and go, well, you know what? I outpower them, so I should be able to beat them.
You're absolutely right. Yep. And I have another replay too of another Hancock versus my Sister Wolf. Same situation. Somebody in the 100,000s swung at my sister wolf, thinking, "Yeah, I'm gonna clean this guy up real quick." Beat him, and he's just sitting there like, "How the hell did that happen?" It's like, well, you don't play Ark of War with your wallet. There's some people who play with their mind. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, it's not so much that, because I mean, there again, let's pull out the Zumi situation. Zumi's got a 1 point whatever 2 million billion power arc, and I'm here at the time I faced him. I was a 500 million power arc. Yet I beat him just about every time he went up against me, or I'd win the trades every time. I mean, you can't go in that mentality of, oh, I'm the big guy, so I should be able to beat everything. Because once you get that mentality, it's hard to break. You need to be looking at how someone can beat me.
Right.
Now, Reggie, you're talking about players playing with their wallet. Did you guys cover? And you're talking about being smarter. And Lem was hitting on when to spend or when not to spend for spenders. But what about for the free to play guys on when not to participate in events and just hoard everything you can get between ether coins, super equipment, chests. Go off gear later down the line because you got players. And again, and I'll bring up Seven and Beast, Kills on Sight's original arc, and I'll bring those players up as a great example. Those guys hoard like hell, and they would go back and they'd wait. It would take them a little bit longer to get gear. I mean, even Seven to get his S-Class Hancock and to keep him awakened. He did his faction tasks every week. He made sure he got everything he can in every event, and he hoarded, sometimes for up to a year just to get some of the higher end gear that was coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you look on the Facebook, I actually challenged one of the top fans who always posts, one of the trolls, and there was another guy who was saying, "Yo, these he was saying the roulette, oh, it's pay to win, da da da," and I was like, "Bro, what are you talking about? I got Lucky Nodding for free. I saved for 1 year, maybe not 1 year. I would say probably honestly it was like 8 months." It was like 8 months of saving, but I knew what the goal was. It wasn't like I was stockpiling for no reason. I knew on this account, I wanted my Reinhardt to have Lucky Nodding. I saved up, boom. When that anniversary came around, got it, boom, Lucky Nodding on deck. You know what I mean? So like, for the players out there who are like, oh, this game is pay to win, yada, 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 you got to understand, the developers are making content for you to work towards. They're not making content for as soon as it drops, you have it, and now you're bored again. That's not the plan. That's counterproductive to their, everything that they've done, everything they're trying to build. So to the people who are like, oh, this game is money hungry, why all this new content, but we can't have it. Well, you're supposed to get one or two if you saved for it, if you prepared. But at the end of the day, you should be building towards certain things. And then on top of it, not everything new is good. That's another thing. Do not jump on everything. Do not take out your wallet just because this commander dropped. Oh, let me go jump on it. And now the commander sucks. And then I know a new commander comes out. And now you spend again. And now you're broke again. It's like, yo, think about it. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I think a very utilized word in this community is investment. You have to be looking at things as, oh, I'm going to do this as an investment. I'm going to fall back and not spend in this event or on this item as an investment. Anyone else want to jump in on that?
That's really good info to give.
Yeah, I mean, it's knowing where you want to go with that comm and how you're going to get there. I mean, just like you said, you knew you wanted the Lucky Nodding, but you knew the route you were going, and you knew what you were building for. And too many people don't know what they're building for, and they're just throwing whatever they can. I mean, that's like throwing shit against the wall, seeing what sticks.
Sticks, yep. Literally.
No, go ahead. Another thing is too, with the events, sometimes the devs mess up. I think it was the end of not this last Castatan, but the one before, the Ruini Roulette, or however you say it, where you're trying to get that stupid little pink crystal. They screwed up, and the odds of winning gold were stupid high. I'm one of them where I know a bunch of people that came out 100K gold ahead, but on the gold spend event, I was at like 2 million gold spent. but I had 100,000 more gold than when I started. So you got to watch for those too, where the dev screwed up on the odds of something, and go for it.
Like that A-class comm that just came out, the IRA thing. Before they had fixed it, they were getting it left and right. Later that day, 30 to 1. I think mine was like 30 to 1 on pulling that comm.
Yeah. Now I heard Yoda was bringing that up too. He had a guildmate that pulled 60 and said it was a failing. And for me, if you're getting numbers like that, that's really you're number one, that's really bad luck. Number two, make sure you're opening it all together. Because if you're opening 5 here, 7 there, you're gonna get shit odds. If you're opening it straight back to back, you're gonna get good odds. I had somebody comment on one of my videos that he was at I think 25 and he hadn't gotten it yet, or 14. And you'll see in the comment, I immediately asked him, "Did you open them separately?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I could have told you that."
So I had 12 the moment that it dropped, where you could pull the A cards, and I used all 12. I got her twice. They did 2 events where you could get 12 in each, but they were separate. So I got 12, I pulled it. I got 12, I pulled it, and I was 3 shy from getting it. This morning, just so everybody knows, this morning I had an A card, I pulled it, I got Ira. So she's still in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all those comms are still in there. And I know people keep saying, "Oh, well, that was just for that 1 week." No, the announcement was a week long. They're still in there. So if you haven't gotten it yet, you can still get her. And she's one of the best comms cost-wise that they've put out for the free-to-play players, because they're always putting out those there's always a way to get those A cards. They show up in time and space. You can bid on them weekly during GGM. So, I mean, cost-wise, she's one of the best comms they've put out that the free-to-play players can get. You know, you don't have to do the big grind.
And there again, I mean, when I got on and I seen the IRA stuff and all that, and I was watching all these people get IRA, I was looking at the chat and seeing all these people get it. There again, when you start seeing things like that, it don't hurt to ask, how y'all doing this? Because I did that.
Yeah.
I said, how are you getting this? And they're like, oh, the A-class tokens, and boom, boom. You know, so if you see something and going on, it don't hurt to ask. Ask someone.
Yeah.
Ask the server. Ask, whoever you can ask on what's going on if you see something that's outrageous, and then jump on it.
Yeah, I think
because that's the way the community is. The community talks to one another. Now, if you want to
just be really careful that you don't jump on a glitch too soon.
Yeah.
Because some people have been burned by that. Okay, trust us.
Well, yeah, when they first came out with
Ether coins, or the whatchamacallit, and they had that pack.
Yeah, it was the what is it called? The metaverse coins.
Yeah,
when
metaverse
they first dropped the metaverse coins, they royally screwed up with it, and for $1 you could get so much for the value of that dollar. It wasn't even funny. And I mean, guys were spending $200, and they were just transaction after transaction buying these things, and they instantly used all of it. And I mean, they used it fast, to where when the devs went, "Oh wait, we messed up," and they rolled it back, people were negative so many items in game, it wasn't even funny. Like, I'm pretty sure some people are still negative UC.
Oh my god!
Because they rolled it back.
Again, if it's too good to be true, it probably is wrong. But I mean, and there again, I mean, that's also one that bites you in the ass. But I mean, half of us that looked at it said, "Yeah, that's too good to be true. Might as well wait for the devs to reset it." And that's exactly what happened. But I mean, there again, if you go and reach out to the community will help you if you ask those questions. Because I mean, even when that came out, a lot of the older players said, "Yeah, it's too good to be true." You know, buy a couple and see. But other than that, don't go waste your whole wallet going, "Oh, this is such a great deal," and then get stuck with it.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, I spent a whopping like $5 on that, and then didn't use anything because I had a feeling. And then later that day, they rolled it back. And I mean, even like Ira, they made her way too strong. I mean, they had her at 1.5% accuracy for her skill instead of the 0.5. And I mean, everybody freaked out so bad that they rolled it back right away because nothing could kill her. Like, she was killing everything. I didn't care what you simmed, she was going to win. Crappy gear, good gear, she was destroying everything. You know, if you had maxed her skill out at 60, she was taking, 75% of her accuracy was then going to attack. And it was, if you triggered her second skill and you missed, you ignored the TDR, and it was atrocious. So, when you got a skill that good, the devs are going to fix something. Like, I've never seen them nerf a comm day quick. One like that.
Within a half a day. Within a half a day, they nerfed it.
Well, they nerfed her twice, too. They took her down to 1%, and now she's at 5%, or 0.5%.
No. Yeah. They took her all the way down to 0.5 in a half a day.
Yeah. In a half a day, they nerfed her from 1.5 to 0.5. And I mean, I've been playing a long time. I've never seen them nerf a comm that bad, nonetheless that fast.
Yeah, likewise. Wait, I see two of the same. Belly, what's up? Pikachu, what's up? Y'all want to do y'all intros?
People
they jumped in here and they got quiet.
I've been here the whole time and I've spoken up several times.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what's
up. But I'm not Belly. I'm Belle.
Okay, Belle. Okay, my bad. Yo, sometimes I've seen some wild names. Forgive me. I don't know what point you cut off or what point you pick up, but appreciate the correction. Pikachu, that's on you.
Pikachu is Missy.
That's Missy.
Oh, that's Missy. Okay, yo, Missy, say something.
Missy. You can tell we like to play games with our avatars.
Yeah, see, even Arpy says he took advantage, ended up negative.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just saw that in the chat.
Yeah, he cried laughing. Let me touch base with the chat real quick. I think we left off somewhere where Ghost Ship was like, "What's up?" I've never seen Bella Step in the wild. Rita can be pretty funny. Let's see. All part of checks and balances. Pepper Nation H. I just unlocked Rita for the first time during the ACOM release last week. WAI Aries had to go up early. Was fun. Yo, cheers to you, Aries. And Ghost Ship. The community needs to get together and buy 7 a decent arc. I don't know who's 7. Not sure who 7 is exactly. Pepper Nation H.
I don't know.
Yeah. The problem with saving up for a comm and equipment plan over a year is that 7P makes an update that changes the meta. No, absolutely right. And then Dwayne Bro, highly recommended stockpiling and focusing. An Arc of War hoarder's life is a healthy life. Essentially what he wanted to put there at the end. And let me see, Paper Nation H. Yeah, this is essentially a hoarding game. It really is. It's a long-term game. And like I said, guys, if you wanted to see what I was talking about earlier, it's on the Arc of War Facebook page. It's their most recent post. In the comments, you'll see me and a guy going back and forth, and he's just saying, this game is all gold diggers, yada yada. And I had to clear it up for him. I'm like, no, what you don't understand is that you're trying to buy all these advantages and all this content that you're supposed to get over time, stuff you're supposed to work towards. You're so, impatient that you want to use your wallet and get it now, when in reality, when the devs drop that new content, they're basically saying, hey guys, this stuff is in the game, it's coming, wait for it. Hence, it's a long-term game. Hence why, when new comms come out, we get to see the art and the skills, but they're not even available in the game because an event hasn't even happened for them. Same thing with the, Ira's weapon. It's available for us to see. We know the code is there, but we don't have access to it. Why? It's a long-term game. They constantly want to give us stuff to work towards. And let me see. Let me jump back to we have Pepper Nation H saying, yeah, this is essentially a hoarder game. I just said that. And then RP said I took advantage, ended up negative. Homeboy just referred to that earlier. Neva 17, yeah, they nerfed her way too quick. She would have changed the game at her original state for sure. And then Goldship says, 7, we were talking about earlier. He played for 6+ years, free to play, knows all the tricks. Word.
Cracker.
All right, Pikachu, what's good with you? Go ahead and do your intro. Oh, Missy. No. I'm sorry, Missy.
I was trying to tell Cracker that Angel actually got his metaverse fuck up reversed completely.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, all of the negatives went to just 0.
Yeah, I didn't know they ever got that fixed. I know a lot of there's people that never did get it fixed. Either they got, because here's the thing with the devs. If you get aggressive right out the gate with them, they're going to shut you down. They're not going to help you. For example, we have a player with us. His original art got banned because he tried to jump planet with us, and he had an arc already on the planet we were going to, because there's times where you had to reload the game or something. It'll create a new little arc. You go to sign in, and it'll link that little arc to your email. And so you can switch to your big arc, and then it never lets you back in that little one. So what happens is you have little arcs on planets that you try to jump to, and you can't. It'll say you already have an existing arc on that planet. You can't jump. Mm-hmm. I had the same problem. I contacted the devs. I played nice, asked for access to the arc. They switched it over to where I could get on that arc, get it to where I could jump off the planet, and then go back to my main arc. And that's what I had to do. But he came out hot and wild at the devs and got his arc banned. So, and I think we just had a player today have that issue, and they got it fixed by doing that. But
Your Majesty did. Yeah.
Yeah, your Majesty had that issue. And if you play nice with the devs, they'll help you. You kind of got to be a little bit of a kiss ass. But they'll help you when you are.
You got to rim them a little bit? Just rim them a little bit?
Yeah, you got to bust out those knee pads a little bit. But if you come out hot and aggressive, they're going to shut you down. And if you use vulgarity with them, they'll just ban you. They don't even care. Because either you're going to start a new arc and spend money again, or they make lots of money. You see what people spend. I mean, it's insane how much people will spend on this game.
Yeah, to win, and because they want it now. It's the impatience. That's what this game. And a lot of this is not the only game on the planet that does this. They prey on people's impatience. They know people want that advantage. They know people want to be number one. And if you listen to the stream earlier, this same stream, one of the people in here had to correct me and say that personally he thinks that having good connections in game is number one, and then power second. With the wallet.
I only play this game still after all this time because of the community. If it wasn't for the people I played with and have connections with, I'd have been gone a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's other games that if you put the same into it that you put into Arc of War, you're going to be one of the top players in the world on that game. Mm-hmm. You're going to have all the high-end stuff. You're going to be dominating everybody. I mean, my goodness, Odad's put enough into this game, he probably could have bought 7P.
Yeah, that's facts. And to touch on that topic real quick, I played a game called Brown Dust. I was number 4 in the world. And I know that you guys don't know this game, but just figure like our game has 3 slots and 2 3. I think it's 3 rows and 2 columns. Let's just say that, right? No, it's 2 rows.
No, we have
3 columns.
We have
What?
3 columns, 2 rows.
There you go. 3 columns, 2 rows. There you go. And basically, the game Brown Dust was 6 columns and 3 rows. And but basically, long story short, the top players were spending like to be the top in that game. You had to probably spend. I'm just calculating how like big of a difference. I saw people with maybe like 6 or 5 times what I had, and at that point in the game, I was like somewhere around $800 spent, and I was number 4 in the world with $800. You know what I'm saying? And this was like a really big game, and this was over time. This was like I had played Brown Dust since. If anyone knows this game, this was like basically I would say 2 years in total. I played the game for 2 years. It probably was around the time Ark of War was alive. But long story short, I was number 4 in the world, and it literally just came down to knowing that when you get to the higher end of any game, you no longer play the meta so like you would think. You play the direct people you play every day. Like if you queue up and you beat 5 people, then you lose to 1. Keep that formation, because essentially you're beating 90 if not more percent of the entire bracket. And what it came down to was watching the replays and finding out, okay, how many people am I winning toward beating? Like I literally would write on paper and take a picture of. I would screenshot their builds, and I would put it like, okay, I lost to this person twice out of 15 games. I lost to this person once. I lost to this person, and I would win against this many people. Do I need to change or do I need to keep it? And I would run it like that for a day. And I'm telling you guys, I went from like, I would see myself, I was top 100. And then when I started calculating the people who I was going against, I got into top 50. Then I started to really start to save people's formations, got into top 25. Then I focused even more, got to top 10, and then top 4, and boom. It was on my channel, but I ended up hiding it because 7P told me they wanted my channel to be strictly Ark of War. But if anybody wanted to see what I was talking about, the replay is still on my channel. It's just hidden. I was number 4 in the world for Brown Dust. But anyway, I digress.
I mean, that's the same thing with Ark of War. I mean, if you run into losses against people, you go back and look at the replay and you make the changes that you need to make. Sometimes you got to awaken RWE. Sometimes you got to awaken dodge. Sometimes it's just a flick of changing some gear around, But I mean, it's the same thing. You look at the replays. I mean, that's where your loss replays come in. Mm-hmm. Is you go back, you look at it, and why did I lose? Absolutely. And then you make the changes you can. I mean, and that so much of it is just building. You build to what you think you can face, and then when you start using that build, then you start tweaking it to what you want to face. Mm-hmm. I mean, you want people reacting to you. You want to be that trap. You want to sit there and you want people to run them into you. That way, you get those kills, get out, and boom, back at it.
Yeah, and I think that's a big topic of this game. Is like you guys said earlier, what's going to separate your middle level player from your highest end player is knowing when to jump. Knowing when to bait. Would you guys not agree? What do you? Matter of fact,
absolutely. Because I mean, look at Zumi's arc. Okay, mm-hmm. I know we've hammered him quite a bit tonight, but I mean, he doesn't adjust. You can't hammer him enough. He doesn't adjust. He's got this great big arc that he tries to swing around, and he loses to SWO sets. I mean, he has the T12 plus units on there. Occasionally, against me, he was at least putting 2 slots of T12 infantry with tear space, but he should have adjusted and used just that because he would have destroyed me every time. But instead, he was putting it in slot 1 and 4, and the rest were these T12 units that I could SWO. And if you don't adjust, you're just going to take losses.
Hey, KrakerJak, it's not just about adjusting. And I agree with you. You should always adjust. all of the things in your ship that you can until you find that magic number against the person you're fighting. But you got to understand, you can't just stay static. What you're talking about with Zumi. But the thing is, the way to win a battle, especially in GC, is to know if you're going to win the fight before it gets there. You don't want to sit there and get killed. You got to know if what's coming at you is going to beat you. And if it is, just get out of the way and get back to the back of the line and hope for a better fight next time.
Well, it's knowing your comms, it's knowing your counters, it's knowing what your comm can do. And
Exactly.
and it's also not staying static and staying in one spot, because I guarantee those comms that you are killing, they're looking for a way to beat you now.
Exactly. It's a never-ending game.
And that's the thing with the game. That's what's exciting about the game. That you're trying to play chess, think 3-4 moves ahead of time, and you got people out there playing checkers.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
You know, like, I know for a while people were real big on telling me, like, oh, well, if you need to just work on one set of gear. Like, put everything you can into that one set until it's maxed out, move to the next one. But like my elf, you saw earlier, I run 2 assault shields on my elf. I also have 2 eternal knights, because when I come across one of those dodgy little infantry comms, I can switch over to my eternal knights and actually make contact.
Facts.
You know, it's things like that. Like, I got told the other day I got too many gear sets, because I got a pen set, I got my accuracy set for elf, I got my main defensive set for elf, and I got my SWO set. Like, if I condense everything down into one set, I can have a level 50 set of gear. But then there's a lot of situations where that level 50 set of gear isn't going to help me.
Well, think about this. There's a reason they give you the gear sets. There's a reason you can preemptively set up your gear and change it out in the course of a battle. Yep. You know, you got presets 1 through 8, 9, 10, something like that.
They just added more even.
Yeah, they just added more. I mean, when you look at it, and that's what you're doing. I mean, I've got Broken Fortress build. I've got my accuracy builds. I've got everything set up in there where in one fight, I can change up between all of them in order to get it. I got my SWO set. I got my, all that you can have preset. Now, with my SWO set, what I do is I run it generic. It doesn't just go on one comm. It will fit any comm in my lineup that I need to put it on in order to get them.
And I think when you say that, you're talking about with the jewel sets, correct? Like, you don't want to put only walker skills on there. Are you saying that?
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm not only setting it up for infantry, but I set it up to where I put it on a walker comm or anything. Because, all right, let's be real. What is the most common SWO comm out there?
Sweet
that you know, if you see it in there, it's SWO. And anybody that's played this game long enough, when they see a Hancock, they go, "Do I have enough RWE?"
Yeah.
You don't even see the gear set. Now, if I put that on Puppet, are you thinking about SWO?
Exactly.
If I put that on Sister Wolf, are you thinking about SWO?
Maybe.
Oh yeah, it's like when I was fighting Zumi, I ended up eventually throwing my SWO set on my elf and quit playing around with HC, and I was stripping so many troops off of him, it wasn't even funny.
Absolutely.
Well, you see SWO being built into a lot of builds now. There's the hybrid pen SWO that's sort of coming into the meta, because the increase in the new troops is decreasing the use of the tier space troops.
But so I mean, the whole thing is not have one-track mind.
Exactly.
Because if you have a one-track mind, I'm going to beat you every time. Because if I know what you're thinking before you're even thinking it, I'm going to counter you every time.
Ooh, come on.
Yeah. I really wish, like, tell me, do you guys think this does this kill the game, or is it like good? I really wish, like, And of course, because I'm just that competitive. I used to play like if you ask me what genres do I play, I remember somebody asked that. But I play fighting games. I've won tournaments for Street Fighter 4 with Gen, 2 style character. I've won Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with Hulk, X-23, and Sentinel. I play Tekken. I play Guilty Gear. I'm from the fighting game community, FGC, so I'm used to like traveling to tournaments, spending $100 to enter the tournament, $500 on like traveling expenses, hotel, yada yada, right? And then competing that whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday day's finals day. Everybody's watching whoever made it to top 8, right? I haven't been to an Evo yet, but I will make it out there into Las Vegas to Evo. But anyway, long story short, when it comes to like playing at high level, I really do feel that what is the saying that sometimes it's the smallest thing that makes the biggest difference. Case in point, if a lot of people who travel and go to a tournament, they're thinking to themselves, the meta, but they're aggressively thinking, I've come up with a game plan where I'm going to win in 3 to 4 knockdowns. For me personally, I knew my game plan in Street Fighter. If I touch you 3 times, the match is over. Because the first 2 hits are going to basically lead to a combo that leads to a counter hit and stun. And the third hit is going to be the kill hit, calculating into basically a combo into super. I know this is stuff that you guys don't play, but long story, what I'm saying is tying it back to Arc of War. Do you guys think it would kill the game if there was a mode just like everybody's all equal and there was like the whole purpose is to see who is the most smartest Arc of War player? And you enter this mode and it's like you could use any troop, any gear, anything, and like you set it up and then you basically I think it would have to be done like this. It would have to be done Pokemon style. Pick 5 commanders and then you could see what 5 commanders they have. Then you go into like a little menu, set up the gear on your guys with anything you want in the game based on the commanders you see that they have, and then you set up your troops, and then you randomly do a Pokemon. You don't know who he's sending out first. You don't know, it's a blind pick, but basically you can swap in and out. Do you think that mode would kill the game? Like everybody would just focus on that, or do you think it's necessary just to see like who is like the Arc of War genius? What do you think about that?
I mean, frankly, I don't think it would do what, like, I think people might be interested in it for a little bit, just like with The Sims. When The Sims first dropped for like the first week, that's all anybody did. Everybody wanted to play with The Sims and see what all they could do because their skills were maxed, their leadership was maxed, they could use any troop they wanted to. And I mean, now we use it to test troops and builds and gem setup and everything else, but
it's still not a true sim.
It's still not even a true sim because it automatically maxes out the skills and
it automatically puts you at S class.
Yeah, no, but what I'm primarily getting at is that a tournament mode, because like for example, you guys remember when Melt was doing his thing, he shipped out I think a trophy for the first place winners of GC, but that's it's more of a team game the way the game is set up right now. No one can claim the best. I guess what is that mode called? All-Star mode? All-Star contest? All-Star contest.
All-Star and Peak.
What's up?
You got All-Star and Peak, kind of, sort of.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, you've got the Peak, you've got that, and really most people rather the team play because
Yes.
I mean, you got to think about it. It's a war game. I mean, in any war that has ever been fought, there's not one person that wins it.
Yeah.
There's not one person that fights it.
Yeah.
Everybody, it takes a group to come together. You got to have someone that has your back. It takes you putting the pieces of the puzzle together. So the aspect that we have is just like regular war game. You have to have that team behind you. You're not going to win it by yourself.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can put the biggest player on the smallest team, and that's not necessarily going to improve that team.
Right. To an extent.
We've seen it time again. Because when those players go up against, they don't have a team strong enough behind them, and they go up against a team that's actually working together. Because if I say, okay, well, we got a big player, so let him take the match. He's not going to beat 40 people by himself.
Right, and
it's gonna take people filling. It's gonna take people rotating. You know, it takes the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, and I think what you're touching on is the fact that this is why there are, I think the word is battle commanders. That's why in GC you need to have somebody who knows the matchups giving the orders instead of everybody just being like, yo, I know how to use my comms. You do your thing, I'm going to do my thing. We swing on whatever. And those teams get destroyed. But the ones who have the...
Yeah, that's why you see teams that have IGLs. I mean, even if you go to this game at higher levels and, you know, you've played fighter games at higher levels, you know, look at any team game at higher levels, they always have one IGL. They always have one person making the calls. They got that one person. I mean, I can tell you from experience, EXE, they got that one person telling you to pull and resend. They're telling you exactly when to pull and how to do, you know, that way they're setting someone else up. You get that one person making that call, and then it's all on them to say, hey, pull. All right, we're good. Oh, no, pull. Oh, get that march out of there. We don't want that march in there at this time. I mean, at the higher levels, and if you want to compete at the higher levels of this game, you're going to have to learn the counters. You're going to have to learn things like that, and you're going to have to be able to tell people, hey, nah, that's not a good march. Oh, you're going up against your counter. Pull. I mean, it doesn't take everybody knowing their counters. It takes one person that knows the counters.
Absolutely.
And everybody else to listen.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you did your suggestion, yeah, it'd become kind of cool little side trick thing. But, you know, All-Star and Peak are just there for me to collect stuff. I don't update my gear. I don't update my comp. I only run up to the 20,000, 21,000. Maybe if I'm lucky, I might get a wild hair at my butt and run to 22,000 or 2,200. I mean, and just sit there. I don't even change my comp setups for Ace of Galaxy. You know, the one that does work a little bit is World, but then again, that's only at certain times and everything. It just doesn't line up. So it's kind of it has a purpose to build teamwork and random teamwork, but it still doesn't really meet the match cast GC server side.
Facts.
So, and that's kind of where the team building is. And if you're doing something that's just somewhere off the shoot thing by yourself, I mean, if you are being able to gain buttloads of materials and stuff that's going to aid you in everything else you really need, then maybe, but it's really not going to be. I don't think it's going to need. We have enough filler stuff already.
Facts. Dropping bars. Yeah, see, you guys were talking like you weren't going to talk any game knowledge, but man, there's a lot of knowledge that's been spilled in the last, you know, I guess hour and a half. But yeah, no, I appreciate it. You know, to get to talk with the greatest minds, man. Like I really do feel like
I'm more curious. I'm more curious on what's going to come down the road. What are the new troops going to be like? How are they going to stack the new troops? I bet they're going to be multi-troops again. The way that you look, the way they want us to use troops, stack them.
Because they won't be multi-troops. Because if there's multi-troops, this new talent tree is completely useless. It's not going to be multi-troops. This new talent tree is a path to the new troops. I can guarantee it.
Well, here's the thing. You know, they've been slowly bringing out more and more troops. I mean, when I first started, there wasn't even T12. Like, there was no T12 when I started.
We didn't have T5.
You know,
we were baby hall. That's it, baby. I'm talking server 24. You know.
That's way back. I haven't been around that long. I've been around since like 1068 or something like that. Okay. I mean, well, a little bit earlier than that, but you know, they keep bringing out these new troops and they call them T12 plus. You know, they just dropped the ability to basically go to hall level 22, and eventually they're going to drop something else. They just keep adding to it, and they change the metas. So yeah, right now they're focusing on this new skill tree, But once that's done and it's been around and people are getting it, they'll move on to the next thing. I mean, think about it when the Aldebaran dropped. It was so hard to get an Aldebaran. I mean, for people that weren't spending,
and now they're giving it away.
yeah, now they're giving it away. You know, even the I feel bad for one of our members because they dropped the second time that the Broken Fortress came out, he dropped the $2,000 on it, you know, and then like a week or two later they came out with the event where you could have picked up a Broken Fortress for $1,000. I mean, that's half cost. You know, and it's one of those things where they're rotating things in and out, you know, gears that were super hard to get. I mean, like, I remember the first time I saw an Alcade, I thought that was the coolest thing ever, you know, and now you could get them so much easier this year than you could 3 years ago. I mean, it was almost, for anybody that wasn't spending a huge amount of money, it was super hard to get. And eventually, all this gear that we currently have that's really hard to get, 4 years down the road, it'll be like the Aldebaran. They're passing them out.
But I mean, there again, it's also being smart with what you get rewards wise. Because all right, Cassitan, what you get? You get ruler medals. What's in the ruler? What can you cash those ruler medals out for? Aldebarians, you know. And you look at that and you go, well, there's events coming out where I can get Aldebarians. There's events coming out where I can get Megarez. There's events coming out where I can get Formahawk. What's the most expensive thing on there that there's not events that you're going to get it out? What you going to spend $2,000 for? And that's the Sun Raven gear. So why are people wasting their medals on stuff that you could get cheaper in these events? That, you know, why not save them for the bigger gear that is going to be more expensive?
Right, that's facts.
You should have mentioned that earlier.
Yeah,
well, like mentioned that earlier. Stockpile and hold. Stockpile and hold.
Well, you see how many mags I have.
Yeah, I see how much.
Make sure, look at everything in that event. Look at everything. How can you make every little dime work in your advantage, to your advantage? Not just for that one piece of gear.
A lot of these big guys didn't get big guys just by throwing money at the game. They paid attention to what's coming. You can't just come in the game and say, oh, well, I'll play this week and not pay attention to anything going on. I mean, you can see what's going on. So if you're paying attention, you know, the events rotate out and they rotate out the same thing every year. It might be a little bit earlier. It might be a little bit later. But guess what? It's the same damn event. Why aren't you tracking the events?
Absolutely, that's facts.
They've been changing the events, though. It's just like the ether, though. They really changed up the ether. You gotta come back and punch the numbers.
Reggie.
No, go ahead.
I will show you something PM.
You know, and determine again, predict what's in the league. But they changed things up. So let's say, look at the new gear. You got the Sun Raven, you got the Venus up right now. It's basically going to run you about $2,400, give or take, to get that. If you want to get that, what else do you get? You get a Geist Stone and a Spirit Stone. How did we used to be able to get Geist and Spirit Stones? We used to be able to get a Geist at like $700, $750.
It was $700.
Spend there. Yeah, and then what was it? 1,000, 1,200?
It was 1,000. It was 700 for the Geist, 1,000 for the Spirit Stone.
1,000 for the Spirit.
But that was at the time when you could actually trade Spirit Stones over. Well, not trade them directly. You can put in a piece of gear and sew the gear on and get 80 frets.
Right. But now you can't do that, and it makes it even harder to get.
Yes and no.
Because if you're the if you're the smaller guy coming up, it's a lot harder. You really got to crank. When we were
it almost seems like we lost our host.
What's up?
Did our host drop off?
No, I'm still here.
Almost seems like
I'm still here. I'm just letting people talk. I'm just letting people talk. It's all good.
But yeah, there's some things they changed, and then it would be nice if they went back to. They look like.
So somebody confirmed the rumor. I heard that there are Spirit Stones. You used to be able to trade Spirit Stones in gear.
Yeah, you used to be able to, yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
you
used to
can.
be able to.
People actually sell them in the black market.
Yeah,
You could actually buy a sphere stone or so in the black market. Sorry, 80 frags. You can't buy the whole thing because obviously when you recycle the gear, you're only 80 returned. You could, at the time, you could have bought a spirit stone or gas stone for $400, which is way cheap. And back then,
For those of you who
in
don't
most
speak
of the bigger
heresies, I think
builds,
he's saying you get 81 back when you recycle gear with a
80.
spirit stone.
Well, yeah,
But back in the
it's
day,
still that way. It's well,
you
it's
can't
not
trade it.
You get them initially.
You can't trade it.
No,
Now,
the thing
now
is,
you can't trade it.
I
ain't
always
worried
mean it
about
when you
trading.
recycled. I always mean it when you recycled the gear.
Right, you can
Yeah.
you can no longer trade it. You can't even put an energy stone in it and trade it anymore.
Nope.
But
No.
somebody once
The
told me
moment you put a
you used to be
stone
able
in
to
it,
trade it, yeah, with a spirit stone in it.
It wasn't so worried. It wasn't so much the trading. It was just that they
Yeah, the
put
moment you
them
put a
together.
stone in
They
it,
put them
it's bound.
yeah. They
So
put
if you're gonna
that
trade
at
that
that
gear, don't put a stone
$2,000
in it.
mark. Yeah. But now they put it at that $2,000
You
mark.
can put
If
a
you want
gem in the
to
open
because
slots,
you don't
but
have
you
it.
can't put a stone on it.
Yeah, no,
you know
go
what
ahead.
they need
that's
to
one
do
flaw.
is they need to come up with the way, like they need to make it to where you could trade meta, because with all
that would increase
With,
suicide activity.
with all the shelters being filled right now because people are killing off their armies to go to smaller servers.
You should show them your shelter, Mfer.
Nah, I keep my shelter to myself. I done killed off so many troops to go to a smaller server.
I mean, I got a puny shelter on my poor alt. Let me see here.
Reggie, check
But I
your
mean,
PM.
and that was
What's
the
up?
one thing when they
Check
open
your
up
Discord
this.
PM.
I'm sorry. Say it again.
Check your Discord PM.
Oh, check my Discord. My bad.
But
yeah,
I mean,
but here's
that
the
was one
thing.
of the
I mean,
things.
you're lucky to
That was
have shelter.
well,
Because
that was one of the things when they opened up the shelter. They didn't compensate for bigger players killing off their army and going to smaller servers. I mean, that's how we took this server. Is a lot of our bigger players killed off the parts of their army, get small enough to get in there and then take it.
well, I mean, I remember having box troops, getting them in, there's only 2 events a year you can get box troops. Getting box troops, and like within a month, like 90% of the people who had box troops lost them because they were not, fighting smart, and there was no shelter to catch them. So, I mean, it's a blessing and a curse, but at least you don't lose your high level troops anymore. It just costs you 4 to 6 times as much meta to recover them from your shelter.
80 years.
But there again, there's a lot of players that even think about that when the shelter opened up. That I could use it to move my army, make my power lower to fit in smaller servers. And there's tricks like that can be used if you come in here with the open mind and you're actually paying attention to exactly the way Arc of War is going. I mean, you can't come in here and say, "Oh, well, I'm just going to do this like I'm always going to do it." I understand everybody complains about meta, but they're complaining about meta because they just figured out the old meta, and then all of a sudden it changed on them. And at least be smart enough to go, okay, how did it change? All right, let's see. Let's go through the test. Let's look at what's changed. I mean, and a lot of the players that we have here, and the reason we have EXE in the chats with us is because that's how we work together with one another. Is going through these events, going through the meta changes. I mean, all these smaller players that are talking about, oh well, this is all about big wallets and whatnot. Why don't y'all reach out and connect with other players? That way, bigger players or whatnot, and ship with them, because that's where this game's going. It's a team effort, but it's not only a team effort from just your guild, but even across servers. I mean, look at the Star Alliance that's dominated GC for years. How did that happen? That was connections. CHN win. They're dominating right now. It's due to their connections to one another, reaching out. You know, you've got Western players reaching out to Chinese players. You know, and that's where this game's going. I mean, it connects you across the world. Utilize it to your advantage.
Well, I mean, let's be perfectly honest. If the game and meta didn't change constantly like they do, this game wouldn't last anywhere near as long as it is. Because that's half the fun, is trying to refigure out, okay, they switched it. Now what I have doesn't work. How do I figure it out again? What can I change? Where can I tweak it? But you gotta keep changing. You gotta.
The prime example is I finally grinded 10 Lang Alcades. Finally got that out of the way. Next week, Broken Fortress. It's like, okay, I've got to rethink that. Got to rethink about this. All right, now I need a formal hold. That's about 6 months getting that because I don't want to spend much.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. When the gear that you want becomes available and accessible in events, that means it's time to look at what they're giving out for money again, because they don't give it out until it's almost.
You gotta look at it. Gotta look at possibly switching up comms too.
Now that doesn't mean you can't be smart with your gear. You can't be smart with your gems and your skills and all of that, but it takes a while to get it to the free to play level for sure.
You gotta adjust your comms. You gotta be willing to switch your comms. You know, I mean, even at my level, I'm still looking at, okay, what's my next comp? Who's on deck to replace Oro? You know, if it comes down to it. So far, I'm lucky. Oro's just, you know.
Well, the main thing is,
do I go back to black? Do I go somewhere else? You know.
Yeah, the main thing is like SWO, which we're not a big guild. We're not EXE, CHN. We're more of the mid-range guilds, you know, with Die and stuff like that. What keeps us effective is never getting down on the grind and saying, oh, well, you know what, they changed the meta, so I'm going to throw this out the window, and you know what, I just don't want to do it anymore. You know, it's just keep on grinding it out, and that's where you figure out that, oh, well, maybe I need to do a merge to make us stronger. What am I missing, and how do I find the merge? I mean, and that's where connections come out. We're reaching out to other players and other guilds and saying, let's do this.
Let's look at HDD. Look where they go. What the V3?
Yes, well, and don't be discouraged. I mean, because free to play is not obsolete in any way or shape or form in this game. Because if it was, we wouldn't have so many people playing and being successful.
Well, we still need some, you know, some stupid replays every now and then. So, you know, we can't tell everybody everything.
Exactly.
No, but you got people quitting because they're not thinking outside the box.
Facts.
And you can't have people quitting. I can't tell you how many times I was zeroed. I mean, half these players have gotten zeroed at least once, if not more than that, until they figured out what they were doing.
Back when I was
you decided to do a meat shield.
Back when I was a junior player, you know, I was a T7 Walker main. I was main in HC at the time. And first time I ever saw T9, it was against my poor full March, a T7, to his like 10 T9 per slot. And he destroyed me. And then before my troops even came back, I didn't know what I was doing. He hit my arc and managed to fill my med bay. And when he did that, he ported me. And I mean, I went from 8,000 T7 to like 20.
Yes,
so,
sadly.
That hurt a lot.
I remember the first time I got T9. They were box troops, and I was on one of the last worlds to go open before the whole semi-open change occurred, where we just went from closed straight to open. So one day you're on this nice, calm, quiet little planet, and the next day you're in a world with, you know, 3 or 4 players, and I wasn't that deep into the game understanding because I was just kind of playing it for fun. And I got some box troops, and I went and I was killing monsters with them, and I was like, how are these troops so good? Like, what the heck did I end up getting in that event? Because I got like 3 of them, okay? I had enough to put 1 in each slot on the front row against a monster, and like nothing could kill it. And I was like, this is freaking awesome. And to, you know, that's a great thing about the game is each level, you know, there's advantages and helps that you get along the way that just bring it up to where you need to be so you can keep competing.
Absolutely.
But in other words,
real quick. I want to. By the way, Missy AOW was saying that Adigan, Adigan says hi.
Adigan.
Yeah, Adigan says hi.
Yeah.
but I mean, there again, just don't get discouraged and rage quit or anything because I mean, all of us could have been there at one time. I've got 3 players that got zeroed by Odad. I got 1 player that was zeroed by Odad 3 times.
Shit.
And find a team that's going to help you work out the challenges, because no matter who you main or who you know, what troops you fight with, what options you have, you're going to run up against something typically fairly quickly that you can't beat. And you just need a team around you to help you figure it out so that you can keep going. And you know, that is...
Well, yeah, that's
the
a
AOW
big thing
community
right
is
there.
amazing for it. It really
You got to
is.
be willing to listen. There's multiple points of view. You know, there's multiple directions, multiple ways, there's multiple points of view. So you want to take it all and use it all to your best advantage. No one is necessarily always wrong. No one's necessarily always right. But there's probably a lot more right out there. You know, you want to listen. Don't be the Gemini.
Somebody should find some all-star battles.
You know, like Reggie, you mentioned Edwin earlier about how Edwin's this great content creator. And I mean, I'm not surprised that he is, because that dude's a sponge. I remember when he was like this little 10 mil arc, and now he's somewhere around 140 mil. And he absorbs everything. You tell him any information, he will listen. I mean, I know he rocks like a killer sweet set, or at least he used to. And I mean, he listened to us and a player named Unknown. Unknown's a great guy that will share information like that. And that's what a lot of SAO is filled with, is guys that we're willing to teach and help uplift. I mean, we had a program called Gap, and I stole it from another guild that I had visited. Which was Mod. I had been in Mod for a little bit, Dom Sub Guild, where they have a program where if you get the UC or the HC up for your building or your research, we would help with the resources. And that's key for a lot of these small players that, you know, the big players keep them off the tiles and they can't really farm much. But if they can get help with the resources, they can grind out UC. You know, a lot of people can grind out UC all day long once they hit that point. Or grinding out SM so you can get to those level 21 buildings.
Yeah.
So, you know, finding a guild and a community where they will help you grow, they will teach you the information, you know, you got to be a sponge in this game. You know, out of most of the games I've played, the mechanics of this game are some of the most complex. Because you can't just look at the stat, you know, you can't just go look at your gear set, be like, oh, I got all these stats, I could take somebody. You know, what gems you use, what arc haul you're using, what your force skill is, what your gear is. I mean, it all matters because, you know, like right now, if you have a full pen set on a DS and you hit my elf, you're going to kill it. You know, that's one of the things that I want to get the All the Barons and run an ambition is that crit wither. You know, if I awaken 600% crit wither, you know, and then I have all the gear to counter the crit, I'm going to survive a lot better. You know, instead of zeroing me out in one hit, it's going to take you a while. My heals are going to start popping, and I'm going to start chiseling you down to where you're not able just to one-shot me.
Then you got 4 or 5 on, positives on your loss counter.
Right. No, absolutely.
Because if Kraker gets it to a point that he's happy that you can take 4 or 5 hits before he gets cleared. That's if you've got to get to 60 for your loss counter to be kicked out. That's essentially 10% of the loss counter that you reduce the impact on. Purely by making those script wizard adjustments.
If I see 5-6 marches coming at me and they're like all Reinhardts, I'm just gonna camp there. And then if I see a DS behind that, I'm either gonna pull after I beat the last Reinhardt or like one Reinhardt before, so they can't have the other Reinhardt jump and hit me with the DS. And then whoever's behind me should be a big 1-slot bust since I'm the meat wall, and they're going to hit first, and it's going to hurt whoever's coming after me. That it's things like that you learn. Some newbie guild on a brand new planet isn't going to know those tactics, but you can learn them. People will gladly teach you that about rotating, about getting the right march against the right march. It's things like that people need to absorb. I've seen people that are like, oh, I've played for 4 years, or I've played since the very beginning, and they can't do teamwork to save their lives. They can go tile raiding and go hit arcs all day long, but when it comes to GC or a cap fight or a scent fight, they have no teamwork. So they're useless. You can have a 2 billion power arc, but if you don't have any teamwork in GC, you're going to die.
The other thing too is you see.
Not only that, you're going to waste a lot of speed ups and gold in GC, healing your commanders and troops.
Realistically utilize the sim, and then the big guys don't just throw the most brutally powerful thing out there. Throw a logistic what you have ideally for the most part. Sometimes we throw bigger because we're trying to really test something ourselves. Throw your march out there, stagger your march. Everybody, you guys, just go in there, try to figure out how to beat it the best you can. Ask us to throw a different skill on. Ask us what we think, what force skill we need to change to it, change something else up, something like that. Work the gear, work the good. Ask us to change up some troops. A Orochi who can run high tier and low tier, and you can run a mix of it. Ask us, okay, run full T2, run partial T2, run, you run your shuttles, you run your IC, back and forth, because this is what's going to help our own team is when we know that you can sit there and run them through and do that. At the same time, don't be afraid to throw up your sim, because you also have to be able to take a hit. How do you handle a getting hit by the same time?
I mean, in the end, all it is finding a bunch of people you click with that, that you can get along with and get in with them and making a team out of it. Because, I mean, Arc of War is a big game. There's all different types of people playing it. You might not click with some people that, you might have to move along until you find that crowd that you want to play with. People that are like you. In the end, that's really what you're talking about.
Or people tolerate you, like we tolerate Mfer.
Well, before SWO even formed, like one of the first things we did was WAY members were invited to SAO Discord. SAO members went to WAY Discord. We interacted. We didn't just go, oh, hey, we have these power levels. Let's just slap them together. We went, do our people mesh? And I mean, if 95% of everybody gets along great, and only 5% aren't liking it, I mean, I feel bad for the 5%, but the 95%, I mean, we get along great. You know, it's one of those things, you know, where it's the community once again. You know, the community matters the most in this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, and don't be afraid. Yeah, well, that too. It's like don't be afraid to show to your family, your guild is your family, what gear you have. They can't help you get better if you're not willing to hit the sims or put up a sim or talk about your gear.
That's
You know,
facts.
don't be afraid. There is no real true secret.
Yeah,
If you're not winning, you need it. You know, if you're absolutely not winning, and if you are winning, guess what? Your gear is getting out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to also jump in on that. Cause like that was one of the weirdest things that I personally, even probably right now, still feel a little weird about. But he's absolutely right. When I first started this game, I got into my first family guild. I forget the name of it, but I had to do something with war. It was like something of war, right? And when I got on Discord, you know, they gave me the Discord. They were like, "Yo, jump on the Discord." And when I was talking to this one guy, he was the boss player of the planet, right? And he was even higher than the CHN guys. So when I got in there with him, the first thing he did was show me all his gear, and he was like, "Yo, let me see your gear." And I was like, "Dude, who the hell does this?" I felt so weird. I was like, "Dude, what the hell? Like, you just showing me everything? Like, what the hell? Like, who does this?" You know. And our relationship actually went south because of that. Because he was like, "Dude, just show me your gear. Show me what you're working with." And I was just so weirded out by that. And it actually kind of, like I said, it created a divide. But you know, hearing that from you now again, it absolutely is true. When you get into your family guild, guys, people are going to see your gear anyway. When they lose to you, they get your battle reports. They're going to save it. They're going to screenshot it on their phone. They're going to look at your jewel sets. They know what you're running. So when you join a family guild, don't be shy, especially if you're talking with the battle commander. They want to see what you got. You know, send them the pictures. The hell, you can always change your gear. You can always upgrade. So I totally agree with that.
Well, yeah,
I mean, we might not show everything right off here in the cast, some little secrets, but inside our own family, that's a different story. They're your family. You're going to town with them. You're in the trenches with them. So.
Yeah, no, I had the guy I was talking about. I'll let you jump in right after. The guy I was talking about. I had PvP'd with these guys for probably like maybe a month. And like we would be in the chat active over here, yo, jump, come over here, do this. This guy has this commander. I remember in the beginning it was a Stella. Like the CHN guy was just rocking Stella like way before people got Hancock. And I was like, damn, yo, I didn't know Stella was this broken. And yeah, so you know, we were PvPing together for like a month, and then when we got in the chat, like I said, the relationship was good in game. It's just that when I wouldn't show him my gear so that he could give me advice, he was a walker man, I was an infantry man, and I could just tell the trust was just lost when he saw that I wasn't willing to let him see what I was rocking. But looking back at it now, of course I would have grown. It doesn't really matter to like withhold that information.
Yeah, see, a lot of guys at the beginning, they have that issue. But I mean, like, I've helped other players in game, like, not this last cast of Tan, the one before. SAO was going up against, I think it was MVP. And one of their sub guilds had a guy that hit one of my tiles and lost. And I just stayed on the tile. He was trying different setups. I was giving him advice even. You know, if you gotta, even if you're building up an enemy, it's still more fun in the long run, because if they do figure out how to beat you, or you figure out how to beat yourself with their stuff, that just means you have something to do now. You can change yourself around. You know, reaching out to people in general helps. We have a player currently that he scouted my arc during a cap fight and sent. He wasn't even in a guild. And I reached out to him and said, "Hey, how's it going?" And he's one of our best Sister Wolf mains right now. He ended up coming over and joining us, and then I dropped the bombshell that we were merging, and he had to jump again. But I mean, reaching out to other players, even if they're not in your guild, you know, give advice, help people out.
Well, that's the same. Yeah, it's that same way too. I mean, actually, look at Rogue Warrior. You know, yeah, he's running BSP.
And don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing.
Especially as younger or earlier game players, whatever you want to call it, like newer players. There's a lot in the game to learn about and understand. And in my experience, it takes sometimes people hearing things a couple of times before sometimes it'll sink in. And if you say something to them and they don't get it, sometimes people won't speak up and say, "Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about." They'll be like, "Okay, yeah, that sounds cool," and then they'll go off and do exactly the opposite of what you just said because they didn't understand.
Yeah, you see that battle report of that them misusing that information. You get them, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm probably gonna quit." It's like, I told you about that shit.
Hey, I was gonna say one thing
contacted me.
to newer players. You know, a lot of newer players they spread their leadership out across multiple comms. Just remember, your most effective comm, your main comm, needs all your leadership pretty much. Aside from a couple of farming comms, 3 to 5K, maybe 10 at the most. Don't spread your leadership out, especially on A comms, because you can't get them back until you get into S. And you see the people who have the main comm with the big leadership, they're going to make a bigger impact. So just a helpful hint.
Absolutely.
Yeah, even if you're not on the same
you can
server
flex your gear. You can have multiple gear sets. Make it flexible. Make it work like Mfer and Kraker were talking about. But keep your leadership on your main for the most part.
you can have a chip. You can have a chip on standby to move things around. You know, I have a chip on standby. If I want to pull a little into a subcom, but mostly your subcons can be effective at. You can have one at 200K, and then the others at 20K. And actually, like Sister Wolf and Ira, they're going to do wonders at 20K.
And I think on that note, it was fun. Hopefully, it was helpful to people. Certainly enjoyed sharing our team with you.
Mm-hmm.
And good luck.
Likewise.
Good night, guys.
Thank you for coming through.
Bye, Bell.
Good night, guys.
I mean, in the end, it's a team, and there's no I in team. You're not going to be an individual. You can be your individual in the team because those teams thrive off of a little individuality. But there again, it's working within the team to accomplish the goals you want to accomplish. And I mean, any team out there should have set goals. Okay, we want top 32 in GC. We want rewards out of cast, and you set these goals, and it should be everybody who's on that team is working towards those goals. And even as a leader or a commander, you got to set those goals in place that this is where we want to be.
Don't be the loose cannon.
For real. Because, like you guys said earlier, just because you add a strong player to a team doesn't mean that team's going to do better.
Yeah.
And we have some small players still in our team because they're fabulous at what they do.
Plus their activity as well.
Yep.
Well, all right, guys, we're at 3 hours and damn near we're at almost 4 hours at this point. But I think we could save the rest of the juicy convo for another time. I want to thank everybody for coming out. We're gonna do an outro for everybody that's here. I'm just gonna go through everybody. I'll do an outro and then I'll shut down the stream. Probably have a little short conversation after that, a little 5-minute conversation with y'all boys real quick. But I want to thank everybody so much for coming out. Everybody for showing their arc, who did show the arc. Everybody who did show the replays. Everybody who did drop knowledge. And this was a lot more PG than I thought it was. Man, I had played so the intro with the ratings.
You missed all the non-PG
You missed it all. It was like 45 minutes of it before you.
Yeah, before you even came in, and usually early on in the day, we are really live, and then towards the night it starts dwindling out because we already talked shit about everybody that was here.
So that's good. That's perfect.
House copy.
Oh yeah. All right. So all right. Yeah, you just closed it out, or you just loaded it up.
Oh
okay.
no, it closed.
Oh, it closed. Yeah.
Close it. It decided to tell me I was done.
What the fuck? But what's it called? Let's start with Mfer Lem, go ahead and give your outro.
I don't know what y'all want me to say. Peace out. I mean, I'll see y'all on the battlefield, I guess.
All right. Let's see. Cuz167, your outro.
Hey, just have fun. Hey, don't forget, I am an asshole. Have fun, anyways. I don't mean it by heart. I don't hate anybody.
But this
Have
is,
fun.
but it is a war game. And then Leo C. Oh, Leo jumped out. Let's see. We have Johnny Rango, your outro, brother.
Is he sleeping?
Oh,
JR, did you fall asleep?
He might have. We might get some snoring in on his outro.
What the fuck? All right, and let's Harris, your outro, brother.
I don't have one.
There it is. That's the outro. He doesn't have one. He doesn't need one. He's never out. He's always in. He's always in. All right, KrakerJak, your outro. Shout outs to the people. Anybody out there you wanna give a shout out to? Or?
I mean, just remember AOW is a community that you got to embrace. If you don't, you'll get left behind.
Facts. And let's see, MightyMatty, are you there, brother?
Sure. Peace out, folks.
All right, and Skeletor, outro, brother.
He's probably sleeping too.
Yeah,
he ran.
He's gone. We gave him a speck of attention and he did. But once again, I just want to thank everybody in the stream who pulled through. You know, Missy, Ghost Ship, and Neva 17. Who else we had in here? We had RP, we had Pepper Nation H, Dang Bro, Pepper Nation H, WAI. I wanted to give you a shout out. Foe, I wanted to give you a shout out. Johnny Rango, I see you. You are also in the chat. Mad love, Johnny Rango. And once again, Fo Edwin, want to give you a shout out, homie. And who else was here in the chat? Adarina, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Shout outs to you. And Johnny Stella, who else was in here? We have Regal Book, shout outs to you, homeboy. We have LOL, I don't know your name, LOL. Shout outs to you. Missy, she was in here. Big shout outs to her. And Belle, who corrected my pronunciation of her name. Shout outs to you for coming through. Who else? Chi, give you a shout out. And Rigi Coco, shout outs to you. And I think that's it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you for the host. I mean, thank you for everybody that came through and you know, just content, man. Thank you for everybody. And we'll definitely do this again, man. And I love the energy, guys. I hope you guys like the art that I drew up for you guys. But yeah, another banger. So.